Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Classified Captures. Steve here, and today I've got a collection of clips ranging from cryptid sightings to glitches in our matrix that may just leave you shocked yet craving more. Ready? Well, let's jump right in. We start the day with this slightly controversial clip. In it, we see orbs, or at least objects that look like them, moving around the sky. As the clip plays, you can see these orbs gliding gracefully through the air, almost as if they have a mind of their own. They appear and disappear, shifting in brightness and size, creating a mesmerizing yet eerie spectacle. Some people believe that these orbs are souls, spirits of the departed wandering the earth. They argue that the ethereal appearance and mysterious movement of the orbs are consistent with paranormal phenomena often reported in haunted locations and spiritual sightings. Others are more skeptical, suggesting that the orbs could be a result of camera anomalies or natural occurrences. When asked what kind of anomaly, however, they are unable to point one out. Aaron, our in-house conspiracy theorist, on the other hand, believes this could be extraterrestrial activity. What do you think? A man decided to set up cameras around his house because his backyard bordered a dense forest and he wanted to make sure he was safe and had all eyes on the areas of his property. The setup was perfect for keeping tabs on any movements around his home. Usually, he would get notifications on his phone whenever there was movement detected. Most of the time, it was harmless, people passing by or animals wandering out of the woods. These notifications had become a regular part of his routine. However, one night, things took a chilling turn. His phone buzzed incessantly, indicating multiple movements. What caught his attention even more was the notification from the camera in the kitchen, which was unusual. Feeling uneasy, yet curious, he decided to check the footage. As he watched, his heart started to race. From behind some bushes in the backyard, a pale head suddenly popped up. The creature seemed to be crouched low, its glowing eyes piercing through the darkness, staring directly into the camera. The sight was unnerving. The way it moved, the eerie glow of its eyes, and the strange, almost human-like head sent shivers down his spine. He couldn't shake the feeling that whatever it wasn't just passing by. What do you think this creature could be? Someone captured our next clip one night, and what they saw was nothing short of mesmerizing. Take a look. You saw it too, right? A blue light fell from the sky and illuminated the darkness around it. It moved with a graceful descent, casting an eerie glow that contrasted starkly with the surrounding night. The light seemed to pulse gently, creating an almost otherworldly aura as it fell. Blue lights in the sky have often been associated with UFO sightings, and looking at this, it's no different. The way the light appeared in the atmosphere almost made it feel as though it were going through a portal or something similar. Once it showed up in the sky, it didn't stay there. No, it zoomed toward the earth as though it were late for an appointment. Now, natural lights or lighting objects don't behave like this, and neither do any human crafts that we know of. The only sane hypothesis we can give to this is that it's alien or extraterrestrial. Either that or this clip is fake, but what do you think? A man had his last moments with his bedridden father at home, and he believes he caught his father's soul on camera. Take a look.
This is a video of the last few minutes of Dad's life. Mom had been with him throughout the night and heard the death rattle, but she went on to bed, and suddenly I woke up at 6 o'clock, talked to Mom and said, I think it's the very end. I sat down with him and held his hand, and you can hear the death rattle.
His mother had been watching over his father throughout the night, but went back to bed early in the morning. The man woke up around 6 a.m. when he heard the death rattles from his father. Recognizing the sound, he knew these were the final moments with his father, so he hurried to his room and began to sing Amazing Grace, a song that had always been meaningful to his father. As he held his father's hand, cherishing these last precious moments, he felt an overwhelming wave of emotion. A moment later, his father took his last breath. Just then, the man noticed something extraordinary. A small orb of light appeared, seemingly emerging from his father's body. It hovered for a brief moment before ascending and vanishing. The man was stunned and filled with a profound sense of peace and awe. He believes that he just witnessed his father's soul moving up to the heavens. What are your thoughts? Could this be a genuine capture of a soul departing, or is it just a trick of the light? In this next footage, you can see something truly extraordinary, a tube of clouds extending from the sky down to the earth. It's an astonishing sight, almost like a celestial pillar connecting the heavens to the ground. The footage shows this tube of clouds slowly forming and descending, creating an ethereal and somewhat eerie visual. It's easy to see why this would spark the imagination and curiosity of anyone who witnesses it. The question is, what could it be? Some people, aka Aaron, believe this phenomenon is alien-related. They suggest that the cloud tube could be a manifestation of advanced extraterrestrial technology, perhaps a method of transportation or communication. The idea of a cloud-like structure being used by aliens fits well within the framework of many UFO theories, where unusual weather patterns or atmospheric phenomena are linked to the presence of alien crafts or activities. On the other hand, there are those who believe this is simply a natural phenomenon. In meteorology, there are several explanations for such occurrences. One possibility is a funnel cloud, which forms as a rotating column of air and condensation. While funnel clouds are typically precursors to tornadoes, not all of them touch down to become tornadoes. Sometimes these funnel clouds can appear quite dramatic and extend from the sky to the ground, resembling a tube of clouds. Which of these do you think is explaining what we're seeing? In the clip, we see two fish in a pond, one gray and the other black. Watch what happens next. The black fish suddenly jumps on the gray one and wraps itself around it. Almost instantly, the gray fish goes limp. It was like watching a scene from a horror movie, except it was real and happening underwater. The black fish appeared to suck the life out of the gray one, leaving it lifeless in a matter of seconds. Personally, I didn't know fish could do or were even capable of this. Is it some kind of predatory behavior or something else entirely? It's a chilling sight nevertheless, and makes you wonder what other strange behaviors are lurking in the depths of our waters. This next one was taken in Texas. We're introduced to a strange entity moving in a rather bizarre manner. It leaps from the ground to the walls and then onto the floors, almost as if it were defying gravity. Watching the footage, it's clear how unsettling the sight is. The entity's movements are erratic and fluid, unlike anything seen before. Its form shifts and changes, making it difficult to define or describe. This mysterious creature seems to be something out of a science fiction story, and it's no wonder it has sparked so much curiosity and fear. People who have seen the footage are divided in their theories. Some suggest it's an alien creature, something not of this world. They point to its strange, unearthly movements and the way it seems to glide and leap effortlessly. Others believe it's a shape-shifting entity capable of altering its form to blend into its surroundings or evade capture. Some skeptics believe that this is edited footage. What are your thoughts? If you didn't like physics while in school, then it's because I was not your physics teacher. This next clip will involve a little of physics, and you're allowed to call me the professor for the next 60 to 120 seconds. I know what you're wondering, why the balloon didn't pop. The answer is simple. Darker colors absorb more heat because they absorb a wider range of light wavelengths, converting them into heat, while lighter colors reflect most of the light, absorbing less heat. This principle explains why the darker balloons popped and the white ones didn't when exposed to sunlight. The dark pigment in the balloons absorbs more energy, causing the temperature inside to rise quickly, increasing the pressure and causing the balloon to pop. In an experiment where a dark balloon was placed inside a white balloon, the dark balloon popped while the white balloon remained intact. This happened because the white balloon reflected most of the light, while the dark balloon inside absorbed the light and heat, causing it to burst. So why Aaron would want a paranormal explanation for this one? Well, I had to put my physics cap on. How did I do? Asked Professor Steve. Mars has been a planet of great fascination, drawing intensive research and exploration.
And now a new photograph has been released. That's really going to make you sit up and take notice. It's an entirely new face on Mars, and this time appears to be the face of a woman wearing a crown.
During these studies, scientists have stumbled upon numerous puzzling features, one of the most intriguing being what appears to be faces. Yes, faces on the Martian surface have been spotted, sparking considerable excitement and debate among researchers. One of the most notable discoveries is the second face observed on Mars.
This is now the second face image, not the Cydonia one. This is at another location on Mars near the famous dark marking Syrtis Major. It's located about a quarter away around the planet from Cydonia.
When scientists enhanced the image, they were able to get a clearer view, and what they saw was astonishing. The formation closely resembles a feminine face adorned with what looks like a crown on her head. You can distinctly make out the nose, mouth, and what appears to be eyes. This raises the question, what could these faces mean? Are they simply natural rock formations that coincidentally resemble human features, or is there something more to these mysterious shapes? Share your thoughts.
The coloration is always artist's addition to the original image shown here. Don't let that detract from the original image shown on the left.
By now, we all know about the assassination attempt on Trump. But did you know that a few months before the incident, a man predicted it and got every single detail right, from the exact area where he got hurt to his crouching down?
I saw Trump rising up, and then I saw an attempt on his life. This bullet flew by his ear, and it came so close to his head that it busted his eardrum. And I saw he fell to his knees during this time frame, and he started worshiping the Lord. He got radically born again during this time frame.
This man is known as Prophet Brandon Biggs. He made the prediction on March the 14th, 2024, exactly 4 months before the incident. He claimed he had a supernatural visitation from God and warned that there was more to come upon the United States. Prophet Biggs described the incident with eerie precision. He detailed the time, the location, and even the sequence of events, including Trump's reactions and movements. When the attack happened, it played out exactly as he had foreseen, which sent shockwaves through those who had heard his prophecy. In his prophetic message, Biggs also spoke of further turmoil and changes that would befall the United States, suggesting that the assassination attempt was just the beginning of a series of significant events. Such accurate predictions inevitably raise questions and spark debates. Could Brandon Biggs be a true prophet receiving divine messages, or is there another explanation for his foresight?
I saw Trump rising up, and then I saw an attempt on his life. This bullet flew by his ear, and it came so close to his head that it busted his eardrum.
A man was hiking through the woods when he noticed something moving through the trees. At first he thought it might be a deer or maybe a bear, but as he got closer, he realized it was something entirely different. The creature is tall, standing at least 6 or 7 feet high. Its body is covered in thick, dark fur, and it moves with a strange, almost fluid grace. Its head is unmistakably canine with sharp ears and a long snout, but its posture and the way it stands on 2 legs are completely unnatural for any animal you know. It walked through the woods with a purposeful stride, pausing occasionally to look around. Dogmen have been reported for centuries, with sightings mainly concentrated in the United States. They often describe them as having the body of a man, the head of a wolf, or a large dog. Unlike werewolves, which are typically associated with transformations and full moons, dogmen are usually thought of as separate natural species, if they exist at all. So what do you think? Do we really have a dogman on our hands, or is it someone just playing games?
Listen. Whoa! Stay inside, baby. What the fuck is that?
Tell me you heard that. If you didn't, listen again. This sound has been heard in many places, and several people who have heard it believe that something large is being secretly built. Not many share this idea, however. Some think it might have something to do with Bigfoot or perhaps alien tech that's awakening. I know it sounds ridiculous for the most part, but we've no other explanation. If you have a more logical reason for a large sound being heard in areas close by without any physical machinery present to support its existence, please by all means do tell us in the comments section. We'll be reading.
Okay, but really, what the fuck?
A woman decided to give a stray cat a home, believing she was doing a good deed. However, she was unprepared for the bizarre events that followed. First, let's take a closer look at the cat. It has an uncanny human-like face. Although it's covered in fur and is cat-sized, its facial features are disturbingly human. The woman noticed right away that this feline was different from any other cat she'd ever seen. It never mewed or played with her, adding to its eerie presence in her home. Things took an even stranger turn when the woman started experiencing unusual phenomena. She reported having strange, vivid dreams that were unlike anything she'd ever experienced before. These dreams were often unsettling, filled with bizarre imagery and inexplicable feelings. Moreover, she claimed to have spotted strange alien-like creatures around her home since the cat arrived. These sightings were brief and often happened at night, but they left her feeling uneasy and watched. The connection between the cat and these experiences seemed too strong to ignore. So what could this be?
When I find my wife in bed, very ill, almost unable to move, I rush to the hospital. They do a CAT scan. They find a brain tumor.
I've heard a lot of 1 in a million stories, but none gave me chills like this man's. As he speaks, we can see a bump on the right side of his forehead. According to him, in 2012, he passed out while out in town and was rushed to the hospital. Having hit his head, he was bleeding, and health workers ran a thorough check. The odd thing is, despite having fainted and being rushed to hospital, they found nothing wrong with him. His boss then asked him to go home because he couldn't work in that state. The bizarre thing about the story is that he gets home to find his wife collapsed in bed very ill. He rushes her to the hospital after being on the road for 5 hours, and they run a CT scan which reveals she had a tumor. The doctors tell him that had he brought her in later than he did, they would have lost her. An emergency surgery takes place, and a lemon-sized tumor is pulled out of the right frontal lobe, which is exactly where he'd hit his head. What are the odds?
They say if I hadn't gotten there within hours, she would have been in a coma. They do emergency surgery. They pull a lemon-sized tumor out of the right frontal lobe of her brain, precisely where I hit my head.
This footage was taken from the Astronomical Planetary Observatory of the Hiratsuka Museum in Kanagawa Prefecture, Japan. Some scientists noticed a strange ring of light flying over the moon's surface. This mysterious phenomenon has sparked much debate and speculation. Given the ring's precise shape and apparent movement, it's hard not to wonder about its origin. While natural explanations should always be considered, the idea of an artificial or alien source adds an exciting layer to the mystery. What do you think this ring of light on the moon's surface could be? As always, share your thoughts. A homeowner woke up in the middle of the night to get a drink of water when he noticed something terrifying. There was an alien-looking creature lurking behind the door. It had a large, pale head and big black eyes resembling the classic depiction of a gray alien. The sight was so unsettling that he quickly grabbed his phone and snapped a photo. The creature seemed to be watching him intently, its unblinking eyes reflecting the dim light of the kitchen. The homeowner described feeling a chill down his spine as he stood frozen in place, staring at this otherworldly being. He managed to quietly close the door and retreat to his bedroom, where he locked the door and stayed up the rest of the night, too scared to sleep. The next morning, he reviewed the photo and showed it to a few friends who were equally shocked and puzzled. At least, that's his side of the story. There are some who think the whole thing was planned and executed. What do you think, though? Could this be genuine first contact, or are we dealing with a bunch of fraudsters seeking their 5 minutes of fame? Some say there are alien civilizations cloaked behind the clouds. Could that be what we are seeing? Well, Aaron believes that this is an actual city out there. I want to believe that you already know about the conspiracies about there being cities in the sky. Others who have seen this clip think that this is all just light casting shadows and creating an illusion. There's also the possibility that it might be the rare atmospheric phenomena called Fata Morgana, where light rays bend to produce a distorted or magnified image of distant objects. But still, the sight of towering buildings and intricate structures floating among the clouds makes one wonder, could there be more to our skies than we realize? What do you think? Are these cities a glimpse into the hidden world, or simply an interplay of light and shadow?
We're going to investigate it, but there's definitely something out there that does not sound like wildlife I've ever heard. So
a policeman was out to patrol an area by the woods after residents complained about a strange noise coming from the forest. The noises were cries that didn't match any known creature, echoing through the night and unsettling the community. Some residents, however, stated that the area was known for dogman sightings. This creature, described as a large bipedal canine with a muscular build and human-like characteristics, had reportedly been seen in these woods for years. As the policeman ventured deeper into the woods, he heard the eerie cries growing louder. The policeman did not get out of his car to take a look into the woods. He only drove by the woodlands, making sure that whatever was there was not getting to the residence. You can hear the haunting sounds in the backgrounds of the video. This is definitely not a small creature.
We're gonna investigate it, but there's definitely something out there that does not sound like wildlife I've ever heard. So
Back in 2017, this intriguing footage was posted online. Someone on a plane captured a strange-looking craft in the sky, and the video quickly garnered widespread attention. The craft had an odd shape, almost unlike anything typically seen in the skies. What stood out even more was the glowing light trailing behind it, giving it an eerie, otherworldly appearance. The object moved slowly and precisely, as if it were gliding deliberately through the air. Even more interesting was the fact that it didn't react at all to the presence of the plane from which the person was filming. It was as if the craft was completely aware of its surroundings but unfazed by them. Speculation about this sighting has been rampant. Some believe it's a genuine UFO sighting, possibly evidence of extraterrestrial visitors observing our world. Others suggest more conventional explanations, such as advanced military technology being tested or drones. What do you think this could be? If you think you're having a bad day, look at this.
We're gonna try it. You ready? Are you gonna be able to catch this? Oh no. Oh, that was okay.
On live TV, that's great.
I'm so sorry, buddy. Clearly, I wasn't meant to be a baseball or a softball player, so we're gonna get him a little.
This reporter was out in the field, supposed to throw a ball as part of her segment, but luck was not on her side. A man nearby was holding a little boy in his arms, and as she threw the ball, it hit the boy right in the face. While she was live on air, reporting the unexpected collision caught everyone off guard. The reporter's face turned pale as she realized what had happened. The little boy seemed startled, but was thankfully unharmed. The man holding him quickly comforted the boy, while the reporter rushed over to apologize profusely. The whole incident, captured on live TV, became a viral moment, reminding us that even the best laid plans can go hilariously wrong.
We're gonna try it. You ready? Are you gonna be able to catch this? Oh no. Oh, that was okay.
On live TV, that's great.
I'm so sorry, buddy. Clearly, I wasn't meant to be a baseball or a softball player, so we're gonna get him a little. That did not go as planned.
This was taken in 2019. A man captured this strange-looking circle in the sky. This thing looks like a portal. The footage shows a perfect circular formation, glowing with an eerie light hanging suspended in the sky. It's not something you see every day, and it immediately raises questions. Could this be a natural phenomenon, or is it something more mysterious? Some people believe that these circles could be portals to other dimensions, gateways that allow beings to travel between worlds. This theory is popular among those who support the existence of parallel universes and otherworldly beings. Others suggest that it might be a rare atmospheric event like a halo or a lenticular cloud, which can sometimes take on unusual shapes and appearances due to specific weather conditions. Then there are those who think it could be an elaborate hoax created with CGI or other special effects, but the man who captured the footage insists it was real and that he saw it with his own eyes. What do you think? Could this be evidence of a portal in the sky, or is the one who uploaded it lying, as everyone has said? We all remember the alien incident that took place back in 2023, where a group of teenage boys claimed to have seen alien creatures walking about the area. While some dismissed their story, perhaps there might be some truth to their claims. I came across this footage from as far back as 2019 taken outside a mall. In the video, there is a strangely shaped craft flying over the area. It looks like a classic flying saucer with lights around it quietly gliding by. Aaron believes that this is evidence that there is indeed alien activity out there in Miami. This footage, along with the boys' encounter, suggests that there might be more to these sightings than just imagination or hoaxes. What do you think? Is this footage proof of extraterrestrial presence, or is there another explanation for these strange sightings? A subscriber sent this in after a fishing trip by a mountain river. He took a picture of himself in his catch, but it wasn't until he looked at the photo again that he noticed something eerie. There, behind him on the mountain, was a large creature walking. It was bipedal, towering over the surrounding terrain. Intrigued and a bit spooked, he examined the wet grounds around the riverbank and found large tracks that many believe belonged to Bigfoot. Now let's take a look at another image believed to be of Bigfoot. In this picture, a large creature was captured ahead on a forest path. The figure matches the typical descriptions of Bigfoot: tall, broad-shouldered, and covered in dark fur. So what do you think? Are these real Bigfoot sightings, or could they be something else entirely? During this beautiful sunset, a man zoomed in and noticed something unusual. There were tiny objects flitting about eerily close to the sun. It's hard to say exactly what these tiny things are, but their presence so near the sun is certainly intriguing. Some people speculate that these could be a type of insect or even otherworldly creature like fairies. There are even those who believe these could be souls floating in the glow of the setting sun. Others think they might simply be insects that appear larger and closer due to the zoomed-in perspective of the camera. Skeptics, however, dismiss these theories, arguing that the footage is likely fake or digitally edited, seeing as it's highly improbable for any living creature to survive so close to the sun's intense heat and radiation. What do you think? This article has been circulating for a while, stirring up quite a buzz with its intriguing headline: Are aliens behind Microsoft outage? Pentagon tracks 650 UFO sightings and Congress subcommittee discusses aliens. What's going on here? First, the Microsoft outage. Some conspiracy theorists have speculated that aliens could be behind it. The tech giant experienced significant disruption, and while it's easy to point to technical issues or cyber attacks, the timing has fueled speculation, especially given the rising number of UFO sightings. Speaking of UFO sightings, the Pentagon has indeed been tracking an increasing number of unidentified aerial phenomena. The report states that they're currently investigating 650 such sightings, which is a substantial uptick from previous years. This surge in sightings has led to more public and government interest in the topic. To add more fuel to the fire, a congressional subcommittee has recently held discussions about the existence of extraterrestrial life and the potential implications for national security. High-profile witnesses and experts have been called to testify, adding credibility to the conversation. But what does this all mean? Are we truly on the brink of confirming extraterrestrial contact, or are we just seeing a series of unrelated events being woven into a tantalizing narrative? It's hard to say for sure, but one thing is certain: the interest in UFOs and potential alien encounters is at an all-time high.
Ahí está, mira, ahí está de vuelta, apareció. No sé qué carajo está haciendo.
In June, a resident in Lima, Peru, shared this remarkable clip which features a glowing object in the sky during sundown. Normally, you'd expect stars to start appearing at this time, but this was definitely not a star. The object blinked rapidly for a while before slowing down to a much slower blink. This glowing object wasn't stationary either. It seemed to move slightly, though it mostly stayed in one place until the footage came to an end. Most people who have seen the video believe this is a UFO, sparking a lot of excitement and speculation. Some argue it's a drone, a satellite, or even some atmospheric phenomenon. The way the object changed its blinking pattern, its slight movement, make it particularly intriguing. But what are your thoughts? Could this be a genuine UFO sighting, or is there a more conventional explanation?
Mierda.
Here we have another intriguing UFO sighting. A person on a plane captured footage of a disc-shaped craft in the sky. The craft appeared from above, flew side by side with the plane, then ascended higher before descending and vanishing below. The UFO was very smooth and shiny with a sleek, polished appearance. Some people believe it's CGI, a cleverly edited piece of digital art. Others are convinced it's real, possibly evidence of extraterrestrial technology or advanced human-made craft. But what do you think? The way the craft moved with such fluidity and precision raises questions. Could it be an advanced drone or experimental aircraft, or is it something entirely beyond our current understanding? This sighting, like many others, sparks a lot of debate. Skeptics point to the possibility of digital manipulation, while believers see it as potential proof of UFO activity. What do you say? There are a lot of companies that have come up with robots that are eerily lifelike to humans. One of the most recent and impressive examples is Boston Dynamics' new Atlas robot. This new version of Atlas is capable of doing things that seem straight out of a science fiction movie. Atlas can perform a variety of tasks with remarkable agility and precision. It can run, jump, and even perform complex gymnastic maneuvers. Watching it move is almost like watching a human athlete, thanks to its advanced balance and coordination systems. The robot's design allows it to navigate challenging terrains, from rocky surfaces to urban environments with ease. One of the most astonishing features of the new Atlas robot is its ability to interact with objects in its environment. It can pick up and manipulate items with a dexterity that rivals human hands. Whether it's lifting a box, using tools, or opening doors, Atlas demonstrates an impressive level of autonomy and skill. On a boat ride, someone came across a massive tree trunk floating in the water. Although the water isn't very deep, this trunk is located in the middle of the water body. The presence of such a tree suggests that this area was once land that has since been covered by water. Discoveries like these are fascinating because they reveal stories about the Earth's evolving landscape. This phenomenon is seen worldwide. For instance, in the United States, dam construction has created reservoirs and lakes that have submerged entire forests, resulting in ghost forests, where tree trunks rise eerily above the water's surface. Similarly, rising sea levels and shifting river dynamics can transform landscapes, leaving behind underwater relics of once forested areas. What do you think could have caused this tree to end up submerged? Have you encountered any similar natural anomalies?
I heard it. I heard it. I hear it. Oh my God.
This man was out at sea when, late at night, he began hearing strange sounds coming from the ocean, an eerie, loud, scream-like shriek that cut through the stillness of the night. He believes it might be a siren calling to him, a belief shared by many others. The sound echoed across the water, unlike anything he had ever heard before, an almost human-like wail that seemed to emanate from the depths of the ocean. Sirens, part of maritime folklore for centuries, are said to lure sailors to their doom with their haunting songs. These mythical beings are often depicted as both beautiful and deadly, using their voices to enchant and ensnare unsuspecting sailors. What do you think could be causing these strange sounds? Could it be a siren, or maybe there is a more scientific explanation?
That's crazy.
Next, we've got haunting footage. A woman has a toddler to whom she bought a doll. The doll had a button and used a battery, and it could sing whenever you pressed the button, only when the button is pressed. One night, the mother was asleep when she was woken up by the sound of the doll singing at 3 a.m. The doll was on the floor by the foot of the bed. This incident immediately sent chills down her spine. The doll's singing was supposed to be activated only by pressing the button, and there was no one else in the room to press it. How could this be happening? Was it a malfunction, or was there something more sinister at play? Have you ever gotten up from bed to find a bear in your hot tub? Well, me neither, but the individual who recorded our next clip did. Take a look. The bear actually looks like it's having a good time, and who wouldn't in such a boogie setup? The owner, however, isn't too enthused. He knocks to get the attention of the bear. It takes a while, but once the bear realizes it's not really wanted in the tub, it gets out and starts to walk away. Once it's fully out of the tub, however, we realize that its ears are tagged. One person had to say this. Another also had this to say. And I must say that I agree. Let it chill. Would you look at that? This creature was captured by some fishermen and brought ashore. It's such a rare sight that's why everyone is gathered around and taking footage. As you can see, this thing is very long and looks like a giant eel. Just look at its shiny silvery body and how flat it is. This creature is known as an oarfish. Oarfish are rarely seen by humans because they dwell in the deep ocean, often at depths of 200 to 1,000 meters. Their rare appearance near the surface have long been linked to folklore and suspicion. In some cultures, oarfish sightings are believed to be harbingers of natural disasters, particularly tsunamis and earthquakes. The reason behind this belief may have some scientific basis. Oarfish are thought to be particularly sensitive to seismic activity due to their habitat in the deep ocean, where tectonic movements are more pronounced. Some scientists speculate that changes in the ocean floor could displace these deep-dwelling creatures, causing them to come to the surface. However, this theory is still debated, and there isn't definitive scientific evidence to confirm a direct link between oarfish sightings and seismic events.
Oh my God!
Have you ever seen a plane do this before? Just look at how it moves side to side and then rotates in the air. It doesn't seem to be having any technical difficulties either. The person who shared the footage claims it's real, but can pilots really pull off these stunts with a passenger plane? Watching the footage is mesmerizing and a bit unnerving. The plane's movements are fluid and almost acrobatic, which is something you'd expect from a fighter jet, not a commercial passenger aircraft. It weaves side to side, performs sharp banks, and even rotates in mid-air in a way that almost seems too precise and controlled for such a large plane. If this footage is genuine, it raises many questions. First and foremost, are such maneuvers even possible for a passenger plane? While commercial aircraft are designed to withstand significant stress and perform basic evasive maneuvers, they're not built for the kind of aerial stunts shown in the video. The physics of flight for a large, heavily laden plane are vastly different from those of a nimble fighter jet or aerobatic plane. What are your thoughts? Do you believe the footage is genuine, or could it be a cleverly edited clip? The footage you see reveals mysterious movements in the waters of Telemark, Norway. Do you see it? Water isn't supposed to move like that on its own. While it's difficult to determine the exact cause without more information, there could be various natural or man-made factors at play. It's possible that these movements are caused by underwater currents, schools of fish, or even submerged objects. The sounds of a boat's engine in the background might suggest some human activity in the area, but the absence of a visible boat adds to the mystery. The mention of cellular, which means Selma in Norwegian, adds a layer of folklore to the mystery. In Scandinavian folklore, the Selma is often described as a large serpentine lake creature. Many who saw the footage believe that this Selma is responsible. To truly understand what's happening in the video, it would likely require further investigation and analysis by experts in marine biology or environmental science or fisherfolk. Our untrained eyes can't really tell what's going on, and we're excited about the possibility of a monster being responsible. We know there are some among you with trained eyes. To such folks, we ask, what do you see happening? Could you have multiple paranormal experiences and impartation without realizing it? Well, our next clip seems to suggest so.
তো তখন কিন্তু আমি কাছে ছিলাম তখন আর কি পরিস্থিতি হয়েছিল সেটা যদি একটু
The YouTube channel BD Ghost Hunter posted this footage online after their crew ventured into the woods to investigate paranormal activities. As the video begins, one of the crew members is seen standing in front of a tree. However, just a few seconds later, a strange yellowish orb appears and disappears. It's followed by another orb, this time a pink one which appears on the other side of his head before also vanishing. It's unclear whether these orbs were reflections from their light or something paranormal. However, as the camera person pans the camera with a flashlight, a creature briefly comes into view, watching them from the shadows among two trees. The individuals are either oblivious to the whole thing or don't seem to care much about it. Why you wouldn't care about something like this baffles me. Either they didn't really see it while filming and only saw it when they were reviewing the footage, or the authenticity of the footage is very much questionable. At least those are our thoughts. What are yours? Now, sticking with the Bigfoot vibe, let's step into the world of eerie sounds echoing through the woods. In this captivating footage, someone catches a unique sound that they're pretty convinced is connected to Bigfoot. The audio captures this loud grunt-like growl that ripples through the whole forest. So here's the big question. Is this really the mysterious Bigfoot doing its communication thing, or could it be the call of some unknown creature? Maybe, just maybe, it's a well-played prank by someone who loves a good mystery. The vast and mysterious ocean has long been a source of fascination and fear. In this footage, we're confronted by what I can only describe as a mysterious sight. Colossal creature whose immense size is only confirmed by the tumultuous whirlwinds it stirs within the sea. The thunderous sound accompanying its movement add an ominous undertone to the unfolding story. As speculation ensues among the passengers, the question lingers. Could this be a sea monster, a creature of myth and legend, or does a more rational explanation exist for this marine anomaly? This intriguing footage was captured in Indonesia during broad daylight, offering a glimpse of the vast landscape adorned with tall orange and red-hued buildings. However, the focal point of this video is an enigmatic creature spotted atop a hill. The creature is dark, tall, and seems to lack visible legs, probably due to how far it is. Upon closer inspection, however, this unidentified creature appears to be moving in a manner reminiscent of a snail or a slug, employing a dragging motion. This unusual sight prompts audible reactions from the people in the vicinity. Their voices fill the background with gasps and pleas, likely expressing their concern and curiosity about the nature of this creature. As the creature continues its journey, it gradually disappears into the unknown, leaving viewers with a lingering mystery. What could this furry fellow be, and how did it manage to move without apparent legs? Members of the paranormal community who saw this, however, believe it's a Bigfoot and only lacks discernible legs because of how far it is. What thinkest thou? This next footage presents us with yet another enigma, a creature that defies easy classification. The individual recording stumbled upon a peculiar entity which left him puzzled. Wanting to have more evidence of his encounter, he filmed it, which is how we have the footage you are seeing on your screen. The creature in question appears to be white and long-necked, with a small body, yet having no legs like a snake, or, given the circumstances, a giant earthworm. Its initial impression is akin to an uprooted, germinating plant placed on a car tire. However, closer scrutiny reveals that this being lacks any discernible eyes or visible means of ingestion or defense. With his curiosity piqued, the observer decides to interact with the creature using a stick, and this unusual encounter takes a surprising turn. The creature responds to the stick's touch by opening its mouth, suggesting a heightened sensitivity to tactile stimuli. Further experimentation follows as the recorder gently prods the creature's rear with the stick. Once again, the creature reacts, this time swiveling its entire neck toward the source of the stimulation, as if attempting to bite the stick. No, not as if it actually means to bite. The identity of this bizarre creature remains elusive. Could it be a previously undiscovered species, perhaps an organism adapted to a unique ecological niche? Or is it something altogether different, defying our understanding of life forms? You tell us. And you know, one more thing. I won't be surprised if one of you actually knows what it is.
Means it's someone.
Lucky.
And as you can see in this chilling footage captured by a family, shows a massive snake navigating its way from the roof of their house on a nearby trees. The sheer size of the serpent is enough to evoke a sense of awe and fear, especially as it gracefully moves between the structures. Snakes are known for their agility and climbing abilities, but witnessing such a colossal specimen in a residential area is undoubtedly a rare and unsettling experience. As the family's camera captures the unfolding saga, the colossal serpent casually lifts its head, surveys the surroundings with a reptilian nonchalance, and then, brace yourself, begins its majestic ascent to another tree. The video not only showcases the impressive physical capabilities of the snake, but also highlights the potential encounters with wildlife that can occur in unexpected places. If you ever see a snake like this, run and get help. It may be too dangerous to engage it by yourself.
He's quite beautiful, isn't he?
No. Is he?
No, but
is
look
he
at his skin. He is beautiful.
Is he a tree snake?
No.
In this mystifying tapestry of the Mexican sky, an eerie symphony unfolds. Strange trumpet sounds that reverberate through the air, seemingly descended from the heavens themselves. The haunting notes are accompanied by a chorus of creatures as dogs unleash their bewildered barks and birds join in the discordant harmony, creating an atmosphere that tiptoes on the edge of the uncanny. Animals are often considered to have heightened senses, and their responses could be interpreted as instinctive reactions to something beyond human perception, perhaps something ominous and dangerous. The unexplained nature of these sounds prompts a myriad of questions. What could the source of these trumpet-like noises be? Some theories suggest atmospheric or geological phenomena, while others delve into more speculative ideas involving extraterrestrial activity or even paranormal occurrences. What do you personally think, though? If you haven't already hit the like button, subscribed, or even dropped a comment so far, could you please do so now? It goes a long way to help us make more videos like this for you. Thank you so much. Now, back to today's episode. This video was captured in the dead of night, and as the recorder ventured deeper into the woods, feeling he was being followed or watched, he decided to say hello.
Hello?
His voice echoes a friendly hello into the darkness, and in response, an eerie sound emanates from somewhere ahead. Through the camera lens, we catch a glimpse of a peculiar white figure. It doesn't appear to have typical physical features. Instead, it seems to be clad entirely in white clothing with holes strategically cut around the eyes for visibility. Suddenly, this enigmatic creature has its attention on the explorer. In an unexpected twist, it seems to dive, reminiscent of a large fish descending back into the sea. It appears as though the creature is attempting to approach the recorder. This sudden movement prompts an immediate reaction from the explorer. He hastily turns the camera away from the creature and, quite understandably, decides to make a run for it. The identity of this mysterious creature remains a puzzle, and the nature of its response to the explorer's greeting adds an element of intrigue to the encounter. What could this creature be, and why did it react the way it did? These questions linger even among members of the paranormal with no certain answers. What do you think? Have you ever caught an uninvited guest trying to break into your home using the door camera? If you answered yes, did they look like this? Definitely not. The figure in question appears to possess human-like shoulders and arms, which are initially unremarkable. However, a closer examination reveals a striking peculiarity. Its hand, unlike a typical human hand, appears to be twisted and deformed, almost resembling the appendage of a person with a disability. As this mysterious entity continues to navigate through a doorway, its actions become even more confounding. Although the head remains concealed from view for the most part, as it gradually comes into frame, something truly extraordinary emerges. This figure seems to sport a long, elongated snout reminiscent of that of a horse or a dog. The sight is undeniably bizarre and leaves us grappling with a host of questions. What could this entity be? And how can we make sense of its curious combination of human and animal-like features? Is this a mere trick of the camera or something more inexplicable? That we may never find out, but what do you think? This eerie 2006 footage, released by the police years later, unveils a mysterious and unsettling incident that occurred in a forest rumored to be a hotspot for strange occurrences. The unidentified man, driven by motives unknown, ventured into the woods and soon found himself in a dire situation.
Oh God. What?
As the footage rolls, an unseen entity or creature starts stalking the man, emitting bone-chilling, screeching sounds that grow progressively closer.
Okay, I'm not like this. Oh shit. I can't.
Faced with an unknown and potentially menacing pursuer, the man attempts to escape, but the camera ultimately falls, leaving the fate of the adventurer unresolved. What was chasing him through those haunted woods, and why does the forest guard its secrets so fiercely? Naturally, speculation runs wild, with some wondering if it was a creature of the supernatural, a denizen of folklore, or something else entirely. Having seen it, what do you think this could be? Let's dissect this electrifying footage, a raw capture of the very moment lightning struck a tree near a home. Upon closer inspection, an intriguing element unfolds. The impact of the lightning engulfs the surroundings in a bright light, revealing what appears to be a figure disintegrating in a thin air. Speculations around this occurrence lean toward the supernatural, some suggesting it might be a fallen angel or a demon meeting a dramatic end. Say you decided to take keeping fit seriously, and with that you wake up extra early to fulfill that dream. But upon reaching the gym about to start, you hear creaking sounds. Curious about the sounds, you check it out, but you meet a gym machine moving without anyone on it. What would you do? This footage captures a scene in a quiet neighborhood adjacent to a parking lot where a red car is parked. However, the focus of the video is on a black gym machine that is in inexplicable motion, as though a spectral presence is using it for a workout. The machine moves in a manner that suggests a human-like effort to engage in physical exercise. As we all can see, however, there's no one there. Could a ghostly being be responsible for what we are seeing, or is there a more logical explanation for the whole thing? Share your thoughts with us in the comments section. We'd really love to hear them. Here's another intriguing piece of footage that joins the ranks of potential Bigfoot encounters in the wild. In this instance, a hiker exploring the woods stumbled upon a captivating sight. As the hiker ventured through the forest, their attention was drawn to a mysterious figure in the distance. Nestled among the dense foliage, the figure appears to be enveloped in darkness, obscuring its precise features. With a sense of curiosity, the hiker decided to zoom in on the enigmatic presence. Upon closer examination, it became evident that this entity possessed dark fur and a substantial size. Initial thoughts of it being a bear or perhaps a gorilla crossed the hiker's mind. However, the remarkable height of this creature raised intriguing questions. Could it be, as some speculate, a potential sighting of the legendary Bigfoot? Like many such encounters, this footage fuels the ongoing debate about the existence of cryptids like Bigfoot. What are your thoughts on this compelling footage? Under the shroud of night, as this adventurer embarked on a boat journey through the mysterious swamp, an unexpected and eerie symphony captured their attention. In the stillness of the night, the distant tolling of a church bell reverberated through the air, resonating across the expansive forest. What made this occurrence particularly peculiar was the absence of any visible church in the vicinity. The haunting sound, typically associated with places of worship, seemed to emerge from the depths of the darkness itself. The discordance between the natural surroundings of the swamp and the unnatural tolling added an air of mystery to the nocturnal escapade. As the boat gently glided through the swamp's waterways, the enigmatic chiming persisted, leaving us to wonder, is that from a ghost church? Two guys went into this creepy place and found something totally out of the ordinary. Inside this mysterious structure, they spotted a weird hole in the wall that hid who knows what. Feeling curious, or maybe a bit mischievous, the guys chucked a rock into the darkness, and surprise, surprise, something unexpected happened. A creature jumped up, spreading its wings in a defensive move. The noise it made wasn't your typical bird soundtrack. It was more like a hint that it was not an ordinary creature. The men, now scared, ran off as fast as they could, leaving us to wonder what creature that was. Check out this intriguing footage shared by TikTok user Merch85. It's not your typical day at the beach, that's for sure. Here's what went down. You've got a group of folks having a blast in the water, just soaking up the sun in the sea. Everything seems perfectly normal until a wave crashes in. That's when things get weird. Before the wave hits, there's this young boy in the scene. But as the wave rolls back out, something unbelievable happens. The boy somehow morphs into a full-grown man. It's like he hit a fast-forward button on his life underwater. Now, we're left scratching our heads. Is it some sort of camera trickery, an optical illusion, or a glitch in the Matrix? What do you think? Share your thoughts in the comments. If you still haven't hit the like button, subscribed, or even dropped a comment, could you do it now? Thank you very much. It means a lot to us and allows us to create more content like this. In moments of chaos and emergencies, our attention is naturally drawn to the events at hand, such as accidents and injuries. However, some incidents defy explanation and leave us perplexed. This footage, captured at an accident site, is a perfect example of such a bizarre occurrence. Amidst the chaos of paramedics and bystanders tending to the accident, the camera person's gaze inexplicably fixated on something peculiar in the nearby woods. The scene before us showcases a figure set against a backdrop of trees adorned in autumnal hues of brown and orange. As we zoom in for a closer look, the peculiarities of this entity become apparent. The creature stands in stark contrast to the individuals bustling about at the accident scene. Its pale form, reminiscent of a humanoid, is visible from the waist up, with its lower body concealed by the trees. The striking dissimilarity between this entity and the people attending the accident raises perplexing questions. Is this a vengeful spirit? A specter returning from the beyond? Did the unfortunate accident draw it to the location? Could it be there to harvest souls? Share your theories and interpretations in the comments section below. You know that feeling of being watched when you're walking all alone in a secluded place? Well, this footage was taken by a woman who was hiking in California when she felt uncomfortable, like someone was watching. As she glances around, a realization hits her. The weird feeling she's got isn't just a figment of her imagination. Right there, perched on a tree with this almost primal stillness, is a creature. One she's convinced is a Bigfoot. Peeking from a distance, the creature subtly reveals only a glimpse of its head and shoulders, but that sighting packs a serious punch. It sets off a bunch of questions and wild guesses. Is it some sort of forest guardian, a mythical being checking out the hiker passing by, or is it just a game of shadows and leaves playing tricks on us? Farms are mostly targets of wild animals because of the abundance of meek prey that cannot defend themselves, especially when the farm is closer to the woods. In this footage, a farmer was filming her animals when she noticed something strange in the woods behind the animals. A big, shadowy creature hanging out in the woods right behind the animals. It's moving quickly, giving off this kind of stalking vibe. And then, just like that, it vanishes into the dark. The farmer, watching all this go down, starts thinking maybe this isn't your everyday predator. The idea that it could be some paranormal creature starts crossing their mind. Encounters like these fuel speculation about the presence of mysterious beings in the vicinity of farms. While it's challenging to draw definitive conclusions from the footage, the eerie and elusive nature of the creature is very convincing. What do you guys think? A group of friends embark on an adventure in the scenic mountains of Switzerland. Sounds like the beginning of a great trip, right? Well, it was until they stumbled upon something that defies explanation. What they witnessed was an object hovering by the mountainside, and it wasn't your run-of-the-mill balloon or a drone. This thing had no visible strings or propellers, adding an extra layer of mystery to the situation. As they zoomed in for a closer look, it got even weirder. This object appeared humanoid with discernible features like a head, arms, and legs. The group couldn't shake off the eerie feeling that this thing had been there all day. Was it a flying human, an extraterrestrial visitor, or something else entirely? Intrigued, they returned the next day, cameras in hand, hoping against hope that it had all been a bizarre illusion. But no, the floating enigma was still there, defying the laws of gravity. Now we're left with more questions than answers. What on earth, or perhaps beyond it, could this be? If you live in the area, maybe you can help shed some light on this puzzling sight. Let us know if the mysterious presence in the Swiss mountains still lingers. Do you believe in zombies? If you answered no to this question, it won't be a surprise. But what if I told you the US government has a foolproof plan to handle a zombie apocalypse it teaches to its new army recruits? Not so weird now, is it? In this footage posted by YouTuber Mr. Illusion, we see what appears to be a strange person walking in the woods, notably without a head and carrying a sickle-like instrument. While seeing someone carrying a sickle in the woods might be odd and weird, depending on the woodland area where the person is seen, there's literally no explanation for a headless man moving through the woods. Could this be the proof we have been waiting for concerning the existence of zombies? Many paranormal enthusiasts who saw the footage believe it to be so. There are some who approved it with skepticism, though believing it could be a cleverly orchestrated hoax. Some even pointed out the fact that it looks like a man with his jacket over his head. But the rest of the paranormal community punched holes in this theory, stating that it was indeed a headless man. The good thing about this footage is it's of great quality and we can all see what's happening within it. Instead of telling you what my personal opinion is, I thought I'd ask you instead. What do you think we are dealing with here? Tell us in the comments section. We'd really love to hear it. Now let's take a break and listen to this truck driver's sentiments, which I share.
Man, honestly, I don't even care about going viral. That's the honest truth. I just make these videos to share with you guys stuff that I see as a truck driver. And everybody else is going to have an opinion. I already know.
Yup, that's exactly how I feel. I mean, I know he said he didn't want it to go viral, but we do, so please hit that like button and comment if you haven't already and share. Thank you. Now here's a peculiar incident captured on the footage. A sizable bird seemingly suspended mid-air above a street. A fireman on a truck attempts to dislodge the bird using a long rod, but the creature remains in an unnatural state, neither falling nor flapping its wings. This perplexing scene raises questions about the laws of physics and nature. Naturally, speculations about a potential glitch in the matrix or the bird being connected to a line have surfaced. But then, the location of this incident doesn't seem like a good place to pull such a stunt, don't you think? A more scientific explanation is that the bird is caught in an updraft or wind current, allowing it to hover without flapping its wings. But even that seems like a long stretch. Birds, especially large ones, can utilize air currents to maintain their position in the sky, creating a motionless appearance. Could this be one of such, or are we dealing with a real glitch in the Matrix? In the remote wilderness of Alaska, a camper stumbled upon a sighting that has fueled speculation about the presence of the legendary cryptid, the elusive Bigfoot. The footage, taken from a hidden camera nestled among the leaves, offers a glimpse of a creature traversing the woods. At first glance, it's understandable why the camper believes this to be a Bigfoot encounter. The figure in question stands tall, displaying distinctly ape-like characteristics, and remarkably, it appears to be walking on two legs. This aligns with the classic descriptions associated with Bigfoot sightings. Is this another Bigfoot sighting, or are we simply seeing what we want to see and reading meanings into things that don't have such meanings? If you've made it this far and haven't hit the like button, subscribed, or even dropped a comment, could you do that before we go on? Thank you very much. It means a lot. Moving back to today's episode, now let's unravel a peculiar sighting that occurred in the vast Canadian mountains. Picture this. A lone hiker surrounded by the breathtaking wilderness stumbles upon an inexplicable scenario. As the hiker's gaze goes down the mountain, a peculiar sight unfolds before them. It's a creature, or at least something that appears to be one. What makes this sighting truly baffling is how it moves. The rock seems to be lifted from beneath as though some unseen force resides beneath the surface. What could be causing this eerie phenomenon? But hold on. The strangeness doesn't stop there. As this mysterious movement inches closer to a backpack resting on the ground, our expectations are defied. Instead of the backpack itself shifting, a sudden gust of wind whips through, making the backpack straps flutter through the air. The movement then passes by the backpack and moves out of sight. What could this be? Some kind of new natural phenomenon, or something else we should be concerned about? Have you experienced something like this? Please tell us in the comment section. A man and his wife heard their dog barking, which naturally drove them to the spot to check it out.
Danny, come here, bud.
Danny, come here.
Come here, boy.
Now, Danny.
Get away from there.
After a few seconds, they saw a shadow of someone standing in the dark some moments after they switched on the lights. Under the sudden illumination stood an alien being. Its bug-like eyes peered intensely at the bewildered couple, as if probing the depths of their souls with an inscrutable gaze. How did this thing get there, and where did it come from? They assumed that the encounter was one with an alien. I know it's wild and all, but let's keep our feet on the ground for a second. Perhaps there's a logical explanation behind this encounter. Some more digging into details might help us figure out if it's genuine or just a case of the light messing with our heads.
Danny, come here, bud.
Danny, come here.
Come here, boy.
Now, Danny.
While on a mountaintop, a woman was filming when she noticed something strange.
You're here.
Her companion's hair was standing straight in the air, and as she passed her hands through the air, there was a low zipping sound like it was electricity. Some have suggested that it could be a sign of an impending lightning strike, a natural phenomenon often associated with the hair standing on end due to the electrical charge in the atmosphere. On the other hand, some also entertain the idea that it might be linked to an energy field or even a portal of sorts. What do you think is more plausible? In the dead of night, a lone motorcyclist embarked on a journey through the darkness, a GoPro camera affixed to his head, documenting his every move. Suddenly, the stillness of the night was shattered by the haunting sound of weeping echoing through the air. As he drew closer to the source of the mournful cries, he witnessed a chilling and otherworldly sight, a spectral figure akin to a woman materializing on his right. In a moment of curiosity mixed with fear, he turned his camera toward the eerie apparition, capturing it as it dissipated into nothingness. Did you capture that spine-tingling moment? A humanoid figure draped in a long robe vanishes before our very eyes. What could this special entity be? Was it a restless spirit beckoning him towards an unknown destiny, or perhaps something even more mysterious and unfathomable? Presley Belcher, a TikToker with 7,755 followers, is known for creating random TikTok videos, and this particular video is no exception. We see her singing or lip-syncing to a song that isn't audible to the ears while recording herself with a little black spray bottle in her hand as a mic. She momentarily closes her eyes, attempting to convey the emotional impact of the song. All this time, the closed white door behind her can be seen shaking until it opens from the inside. And just like that, it was reflected in the video, catching Presley's attention. She appears genuinely frightened, with fear evident in her eyes. She turns to confirm that she isn't dreaming, gasps and covers her mouth upon realizing it is indeed reality. And with that, she gets up to end the recording. This was indeed a bone-chilling moment. What would you have done if you were in her place? Did you notice anything we didn't? Please do share in the comments section. Now, this next one is quite an intriguing tale from the heart of the wilderness. In the year 2020, Scott Carpenter, a dedicated Bigfoot researcher, embarked on a camping expedition into the depths of the woods. Little did he know that his journey would lead to a captivating discovery that would fuel the age-old debate surrounding the elusive Bigfoot. In the video, a colossal dog-furred creature emerges behind the tent, casting a towering silhouette against the wilderness. The creature seemed curious about the strange structure in its territory. It pokes the tent with a tree branch and then moves away to stand behind the tree, still looking at the tent. Carpenter was very excited about this encounter and decided to share it. What do you think of this? During a sunset moment, someone came across a strange spectacle. There seemed to be 3 different lights behind a cloud. Now, scientifically speaking, this phenomenon is known as a sundog or parhelion. It occurs when sunlight is refracted through ice crystals in the atmosphere, creating bright spots on either side of the sun. These spots can sometimes give the illusion of multiple suns, leading to breathtaking and somewhat surreal visuals. Nature has a way of surprising us with its optical illusions, making us pause and marvel at the wonders of the world. Have you ever encountered any other intriguing natural phenomena? This footage was captured near Nevada's Nellis Air Force Base in the morning sky when the recorder spotted a white flying object. Upon closer examination, it's clear that this isn't an airplane. It lacks typical aircraft features and has a distinct tic-tac or pill-like shape. It's gliding through the atmosphere at an incredibly fast pace, dominating the daytime sky. This can only be one thing: another UFO sighting. Experts were consulted, and they unanimously concluded that it was not an airplane. They described it as chunky, ruling out any conventional aircraft. When comparing this footage to the recorder's other airplane videos, the distinct shape of this object, along with the absence of typical aircraft features, highlights the stark difference. Is this a UFO? Tell us what you think. In a world filled with inexplicable mysteries, this image stands out as one of the most perplexing. Captured in a park, it presents a grotesque sight that defies easy categorization. One might be tempted to liken it to a mummified human head, but the presence of hair covering its entire body suggests otherwise. It's hard to say. When I saw the footage, I initially thought it might be a woman with burn marks sitting on a tree, screaming in pain. I mean, it would be strange to capture something like this in the woods, but trail cams capture weird things all the time. I was about to dismiss this whole thing when I saw that it had talons for feet. Can you see it too? All of a sudden, it becomes apparent that the image is not so ordinary. There's some supernatural element to it. Could we be dealing with a witch? Was she injured in transit, or is the whole thing simply a well-curated hoax? Share your thoughts with us. Trail cameras have been very effective in capturing candid moments in the wildlife. However, a Trailcam owner was shocked when she retrieved her device, and instead of animals, she was met with this. In the photo, you've got two women in the buff crouched down in the middle of the forest, totally absorbed in some mysterious thing on the ground. When you zoom in, you'll notice that there is a dead deer. The scene gets pretty eerie because it looks like these women are up to something unsettling, like they're having a feast on the lifeless deer. The bizarre nature of the scene has sparked speculation and theories. Some folks are throwing around the notion that these might be witches up to some kind of ritual, while others are floating the possibility that these figures could be skinwalkers. You know, those mythical beings from folklore known for transforming into animals and humans. What do you guys make of the situation? Before we move on to the next video, just another reminder. If you still haven't liked, commented, or subscribed to the channel yet, please do so now. I wouldn't want to send that Bigfoot after you. And don't forget to share with your friends and family as well. Thank you very much. The eerie atmosphere of a school after hours takes a chilling turn in this unsettling footage, reminiscent of scenes from the It movie. The diligent custodian enters an empty classroom to tidy up, only to encounter a peculiar and disconcerting sight: a red balloon seemingly out of place among the others scattered across the room. As the custodian goes about his clearing duties, an uncanny occurrence unfolds. The red balloon appears to follow him with an unnerving precision. While the other balloons remain stationary, this solitary red orb exhibits a calculated movement as if possessed by an unseen force. The whole situation feels so strange that it makes you wonder. Is this just a weird accident, some crazy physics thing, or is there something supernatural going on with that balloon? And the fact that it looks like those creepy red balloons from Pennywise, well, just makes it even more unsettling. Imagine walking into the woods and seeing this staring at you. What would be the first thing to run through your mind? This Trailcam capture is eerily reminiscent of the previous image taken in the park. Once again, we're confronted with a bizarre creature, but this time its appearance is even more unsettling. This enigmatic being possesses a peculiar skeletal face, and its entire body is shrouded in a thick layer of hair. The creature appears to be standing amid a tangle of bushes, its unblinking gaze fixed directly upon the camera. What can we make of this mysterious entity? What strange force or presence could lead to such an eerie encounter? These questions linger, shrouding this image in an unsettling aura of the unknown. This footage reveals an unknown vicinity which is adorned with lush green groves of trees as the night sky heads towards nighttime. In the far left corner, there's a retreating figure that appears to have humanoid shape, possibly a predator. Without more specific information or visual details, it's challenging to identify the exact species of the retreating figure. It's essential to remember that nature is full of these predator-prey dynamics, and they're part of the natural balance in ecosystems as a deer comes into view, but doesn't seem to be vigilant to evade potential threats. With the actions of the dark figure, could it have been targeting the deer and on its way to capture it? What are your thoughts? You can see 4 men holding down a woman. Now, that might set off some serious alarm bells, but hold off on your judgment until you hear the full scoop.
D'habitude ça arrive un peu, mais là c'est carrément fort.
Ils ont dit elle arrive plus à poser Ouais.
According to them, the woman in question started levitating. Yeah, you heard that right. Levitating, as in defying good old gravity. Before you dismiss it as some street performance gone awry, take a closer look. No strings, no hidden contraptions, just a woman seemingly suspended against the laws of physics. The expressions on the faces of the men holding her down tell a tale of genuine concern. Does that make this real? A woman challenging the forces that keep us grounded. It's kind of the stuff that fuels both skepticism and wonder. Is it a case of supernatural levitation, a glitch in the Matrix, or something else entirely? In the realm of the ocean's embrace, a seemingly routine retrieval mission takes a spine-chilling turn. A man, having dropped something precious into the depths, takes the plunge into the azure waters to reclaim his lost treasure. Little does he know that beneath the surface, an unforeseen danger lurks in the form of a silent and swift ocean predator. As he secures his prized possession, his friends, sensing the impending threat, urgently beckon him to return to the safety of the surface. Ignoring their warnings, our intrepid explorer, driven by curiosity as deep as the ocean itself, dives once more into the aquatic realm to understand the urgency of his friend's pleas. And then the revelation strikes like a lightning bolt. A shark, its sleek form gliding ominously toward him. The footage tantalizingly cuts off at this juncture, leaving us suspended in a moment of suspense, with the fate of the daring diver hanging in the balance. What transpired next in the silent dance between man and shark beneath the waves? I guess we may never know, but seeing as this footage was posted, we can safely state that he's alive and well. Or at least hope so. The Trailcam video you see on your screen captures an eerie and mysterious sight in the middle of the woods. In the early hours of the morning, around 3 a.m., a strange mist or smoke-like substance suddenly appears, seemingly emanating from above and right in front of the camera lens. The timing and appearance of this mist create an uncanny and otherworldly atmosphere. It's not uncommon for trail cams to capture unusual phenomena in the wilderness, often sparking speculation and curiosity. Some might interpret this as the breath or presence of a large creature. I mean, look at it. It looks like the steam that comes out of an individual while breathing in a cold and icy region. Only this time, if it's indeed someone exhaling steam, then you and I can tell that someone would have to be very large. Given the fact that this large being or thing is sitting directly above the camera and looking toward the direction of the grazing deer, we can conclude that whatever it is, it's a predator that's interested in consuming the creature. Some have mentioned Bigfoot, others a werewolf, and some others a dogman. What about you? What do you think could be creating that steam from breathing in and out? Tell us in the comment section. What could this be? If I didn't know any better, I'd even suspect it to be the sting of some giant scorpion or the curled-up tail of a very large animal. There's no other way to come up with a perfect description if we can't see the full thing. After watching the initial seconds, we began to speculate about the creature we were about to encounter. Our speculation, however, is short-lived as we're soon introduced to the creature in all its glory. There are many interpretations we could give to this, but the YouTuber responsible for the footage, who is from the channel Unknowns, believes this is footage of something unique, wild, and previously undiscovered, and he just so happens to conveniently capture this while on a solo camping trip in the mountains. As much as we'd love to take his word for it, there are a couple of possibilities here. It could be a person in a costume, perhaps staged for attention and views. Alternatively, someone with more sinister intentions could be stalking the camper and waiting for the right moment to unsettle him. We see no paranormal being here, but we still believe someone dangerous could potentially be stalking him. What do you think? Does it look more like some sort of a hoax or prank meant to throw us off, or do you believe the young man really encountered something dangerous and scary? Share your thoughts with us in the comments section. We'd really love to hear them. The advancement of technology has indeed reached a point where the lines between reality and artificial creations are becoming increasingly blurred. This footage from Stan Winston's School of Arts showcases an impressive creation, a mechanical dog that closely mimics the movement and behaviors of a real canine. The intricacy of the mechanics allows the artificial dog to move its head and pant in a remarkably lifelike manner. The way it responds to human interactions, such as having its head rubbed, looks almost real. The level of detail and precision in the construction of these mechanical dogs is nothing short of remarkable. As technology continues to push the boundaries of what's possible, we can't help but imagine what people will come up with next. These creations serve as a testament to the convergence of artistry and engineering, don't you think? Now, what do we have here? A fish swimming in the water, nothing out of the ordinary, right? Wrong. Watch as someone picks up the fish and turns it over, and there it is, the horror. The lower part of the fish is grotesquely torn open, an empty void where the entrails should be. The fish, however, continues to swim, prompting a cascade of questions that lead us into the realm of the uncanny. Is it a zombie fish, maybe? We suspect that the fish is dead and has been infected by a water parasite that takes over the mind and body of the host. I believe it's called a hydra. Skeptics think that someone gutted a fish while it was alive and released it. After all, they do stay alive for a few seconds before finally dying, which could be what's happening here. Some, however, think that it's just a toy fish. What do you think? In the serene wilderness of Lolo, Montana, a curious couple embarked on a snowshoeing adventure, a journey that would lead them into the heart of a perplexing mystery. As they traversed the snowy landscape, their eyes fell upon a peculiar set of tracks nestled just beyond the bounds of a small frozen lake. What made these prints truly remarkable was their unconventional nature. They possessed not the customary 5 toes, but a mere trio of toes. A further twist of intrigue awaited them as they stumbled upon a 5-foot-long stick lying nearby, seemingly connected to the enigma of the free-toed tracks. They tried following the tracks, but it led them into the woods, and since it was getting late, they aborted the mission. But you have to wonder, what creature could have left behind those perplexing tracks with only 3 toes, and was the presence of the stick mere happenstance or intricately linked to this mysterious enigma? Share your thoughts with us in the comments section. Imagine being in the comfort of your own home when something inexplicable occurs. That's precisely what happened to the individual who captured this bizarre incident on camera. In the footage, we see a peculiar orb, a mysterious glowing sphere floating around. It seems to move with a sense of purpose, almost as if it's dancing, all while an oblivious cat strolls by. But this isn't an isolated event. Similar orbs have been spotted in various locations worldwide. The big question is, what are these orbs? What could their presence signify? My money is on demonic or spiritual activity. But what's yours? We all know that trees have life, hence they reproduce, grow, and die. Sometimes it's even hard to believe that they're living because they're so inanimate and look lifeless, but this footage will change your mind. In Maryland, a person passing by stumbled upon a truly bizarre sight: trees seemingly on the move. It's the kind of thing you might expect to see in a Harry Potter movie. The trees, instead of standing still in the forest, decide to take a stroll, making their way from the woods to behind a building. The footage goes on for minutes, adding to the surrealness of the scene. Now, as whimsical as this looks, there are debates about what's going on. Some folks are sticking to the idea that the trees are moving, while others argue that there might be a hidden logger behind the house cutting and relocating the trees, creating the illusion of them moving. Since the person in the video didn't get closer to investigate, it's a bit of a head-scratcher, leaving us to wonder about the tree-walking mystery. If you've made it this far, could you please hit the like button, subscribe, and even drop a comment? If you haven't already, it goes a long way to make it possible to create more videos for you. Thank you for doing so. Moving back to today's episode. Oh, we've got a little troublemaker on our hands. Caught in the act, this mischievous companion was frozen in place when its owner found it meddling with the tap. The guilt is practically written all over its adorable face as the water pours all over it. I can almost imagine the internal debate happening in its tiny head. Should I make a run for it or face the consequences? The moment of realization is pure gold, and the gradual head movement after the initial shock adds a touch of humor. It's almost as if the cat thought staying perfectly still could make it invisible. Classic pet antics. What do you think this furry friend was up to with the tap? In the era of Trailcam captures, it's customary to expect glimpses of wildlife and the occasional mysterious phenomena. However, there is some footage that transcends the ordinary and ventures into the territory of sheer perplexity. The footage we're about to delve into was a prime example of such an enigma. The scene is familiar. Lush greenery and dense vegetation fill the frame. However, it's the moment within this serene wilderness that captures our attention. From the midst of the trees emerges an unexpected sight, a human figure. But this isn't your typical encounter. The individual in question appears to be a naked man crawling painstakingly across the ground. Naturally, this prompts a series of questions. What could have prompted such behavior? Is there a story behind this bizarre sighting? Unfortunately, the trail camera's owner, like us, was left pondering these mysteries. The fate and motive of this crawling figure remains elusive, leaving us with another chapter in the book of unexplained phenomena. Still on mysterious beings from the forest, take a look at this next trail cam capture. In this image, we see what appears to be a creature with dark fur lurking behind the tree. The subsequent image shows the same entity, apparently having moved forward, revealing more of its features. Now we can clearly make out a head and a pair of arms, one in front and one behind, as if it's mid-stride, resembling human arm movement during walking. However, it's the third image that truly stands out, showcasing what many who have seen the images believe to be Bigfoot in its full glory. So what do you think? Is this the real deal or not? Tell us in the comment section. Our fascination with the unknown takes a peculiar turn with the discovery of an unconventional artifact, a miniature flying saucer adorned with cryptic symbols and detachable parts. It's like stumbling upon a cosmic puzzle, leaving everyone perplexed about its origins and purposes. As people examine this enigmatic object, the air is charged with speculation. Is it an alien gadget, a piece of extraterrestrial technology that defies our earthly comprehension? Or, on the flip side, could it be a creation of human ingenuity, wrapped in mystery to challenge our intellect? Share your thoughts. Imagine this. You're casually grabbing a bottle of water from the fridge and bam, it turns into ice as if you've got some secret superpower. How cool would that be? Stop imagining, it happens in the next clip. Unfortunately, scientists have an explanation for it. So the deal is that the water in the bottle gets supercooled in the fridge, meaning it stays liquid below its usual freezing point. But the trick is not to mess with it, no opening the cap or shaking the bottle. The moment you do that, it's like a magic spell breaks and the water freezes right before your eyes. However, skeptics hold the idea that this is simply a glitch in the matrix. Since everyone is entitled to their opinions, let us know in the comments section what you also think this is. In the heart of a lush and tranquil forest, an intrepid explorer embarks on a journey to document the wonders of nature. As they delve deeper into the woods, the camera captures the beauty of sun-dappled foliage and the symphony of birdsong that fills the air. Unbeknownst to the explorer, an extraordinary encounter awaits them on this ordinary day. They approach a towering tree, its gnarled roots seemingly rooted in centuries of secrets. As the camera pans towards it, a sudden rustle of leaves and twigs draws their attention to the tree's shadowy side. From behind the ancient tree emerges an enigmatic figure bathed in the muted hues of the forest. Standing at approximately 7 feet in height, the creature's form possesses an eerie skeletal quality reminiscent of a macabre marionette. Its face, more simian than human, lacks the softness of flesh, appearing as if it was stripped down to its skeletal foundation. The figure extends a bony, elongated arm toward the camera, its fingers reaching out tentatively as if guided by a distant memory. The gesture hints at past encounters with other explorers, leaving an unspoken question in the air. What creature is this? What secrets lie hidden within these woods? Why is it trying to stop the filming? Why isn't it trying to hurt them? So many questions. I don't want to believe this is a hoax. I want to believe there's a cool cryptid out there who isn't interested in hurting or running from us. Our next video, which was uploaded on the channel Seust, certainly presents an intriguing and mysterious object found in a basement. The footage shows a strange black object that appears to be shaking. If you come from where I come from, you'd know that shaking black orbs, like looking at things from the basement, are definitely things you should avoid. But looks like this YouTuber didn't get the memo. Once he uploaded the footage, however, various speculations were offered by viewers, suggesting it could be an egg or even a cocoon. However, without more context or information, it's challenging to definitely identify the object and determine its origin. Do you have any theories or thoughts on what this object might be? Personally, my theories may be too frightening or out of this world to share, but I'd love to hear yours. What do you think this is? Please tell me in the comments section. Caught on a security camera at a job site, a man vanished into thin air as a bus drove by. One possible explanation involves glitches or anomalies in the camera equipment, creating an illusion of the man disappearing. However, if the footage is genuine and unfiltered, it opens the door to more enigmatic possibilities. Paranormal enthusiasts consider the notion of supernatural occurrences, suggesting the man could be a ghost visiting our plane. Some also state that it could be a mere man somehow manipulating reality. Skeptics, on the other hand, lean toward the idea of the whole thing being an elaborate hoax, with the footage carefully crafted for attention or amusement. Having seen it with your own eyes, which of these possibilities do you think is most likely? Share it with us in the comments section. Just a quick reminder before the next clip comes, if you still haven't liked, commented, or subscribed, could you do so right now? You wouldn't want me to send a snake the size of the one in the next clip after you now, would you? In this intriguing footage, we find a fearless individual holding in his hands a creature that sparks both curiosity and a hint of trepidation, a massive wasp. To be precise, this formidable insect belongs to the species known as tarantula hawks or spider wasps. The tarantula hawk, named for its hunting behavior, seeks out tarantulas to serve as hosts for its larvae. The wasp's sting is known for being one of the most painful in the insect world, causing temporary paralysis in its prey. This particular tarantula hawk, unlike its stinging counterparts, exhibits a remarkable absence of a sting. Very strange. The man, with a mix of bravery and intrigue, cradles the formidable insect in his hands. Do you think he found the insect stingless, or is he the reason for why it's stingless? Share your thoughts. All around the world, these spiral patterns can be found in communities designed and built in that shape. They've sparked various conspiracy theories, with some suggesting that they're generating energy or causing some unexplained phenomena. However, the reality appears much more down to earth. One such example is a community that follows the spiral grid pattern. Contrary to conspiracies, the purpose of this design is not to generate energy or induce any mystical effects. Instead, it's a practical and well-thought-out layout aimed at providing residents with certain amenities and features. In these communities, each house is strategically positioned around a central park, creating a spiral pattern. Behind every house, there are golf courses, adding to the aesthetic appeal and recreational opportunities for the residents. The central park serves as a communal space for various activities and gatherings. In recent times, a curious phenomenon has been capturing the attention of people worldwide: mysterious blue beam projections. It raises questions about whether humanity has achieved a level of technological mastery, allowing us to manipulate light in unprecedented ways. In the present footage, a peculiar beam of light descends from the sky onto the Earth, revealing a glowing entity within it. The phenomenon has roots in conspiracy theories and has long been associated with the idea of a simulated reality or extraterrestrial manipulation. Proponents of the blue beam conspiracy suggest that powerful entities, whether governmental or otherwise, possess the capability to project holographic images onto the sky for various purposes, often linked to control and manipulation. While skepticism surrounds such claims, the persistence and recurrence of these sightings have led to increased curiosity and debate. Could what we are seeing here indeed be a blue beam projection, or is there a better explanation for it? Share your thoughts with us in the comments section. A jewelry maker had a customer return a ring and ask for some changes because it didn't fit. Now, when the ring was returned, it came along with this strange-looking container. He doesn't know what this thing is, and that's not even the problem here. Take a look at this. When he opens the container, the camera becomes all grainy, but when he closes it, it goes back to normal. What does that mean? Some viewers say that there could be some sort of radiation emanating from the container. What do you guys think? If you haven't already hit the like button, subscribed, or even dropped a comment so far, could you please do so now? It goes a long way to help us make more of these videos for you. Thank you so much. Now, back to today's episode. Our next clip takes us along the borders of Kazakhstan, where a group of individuals stumbled upon a cave that has since been causing quite a stir. Take a look. Do you hear the strange noise coming from the cave? It sounds like a roar, yet it has this electronic mod to it. Take a listen. Did you hear that? Now, name an animal that sounds like that. I bet you can't. Now, what makes this even spookier is the fact that the cave's entrance is sealed tight with massive rocks. Whatever is in there was definitely intentionally kept there. The question is, why? Some think it might be a monster, while others think it might be some secret doomsday weapon. Then there's Julius, our know-it-all, who thinks this is nothing more than a hoax. Personally, I agree with him. But what do you think? In another bizarre encounter, a person walking in the streets at night stumbled upon a truly unsettling sight. A mysterious woman was standing still, observing passers-by with an eerie intensity. As the person filming approached, a more detailed look revealed something profoundly unsettling about her appearance. The woman's eyes were pitch black, devoid of any discernible humanity, and her face exhibited an otherworldly quality. The camera captured the unnerving moment as her gaze seemed to follow its movement. The overall impression is deeply unsettling, prompting the hope that this might be a Halloween stunt or some form of performance art, that an encounter was something beyond the realm of normalcy. In the skies over Colombia, an observer became witness to a surreal phenomenon, a colossal human shadow cast against the expanse of the heavens. While clouds are known to occasionally take on diverse shapes, the distinctive features of this ethereal figure sparked a sense of intrigue and skepticism. Clouds usually take on all sorts of fun shapes, but the sharp and purposeful lines of this massive figure made people wonder more than usual. The clear outline of a head and shoulders got everyone thinking. Was it a mere play of light and shadow, or did the heavens momentarily unveil a glimpse of something beyond our comprehension?
Porque María vivió eso una vez menos, eso se lleva todo. Y Yaile una bronca, y yo, Yaile, Marisa, se me perdieron porque estaban por fuera y no las encontraba.
Some women were filming a tornado from a distance, and as you watch, you notice something unusual. The clouds have dipped down to touch the earth in the tornado's dance. Now this is where things get a bit mysterious. There's a glow within the cloud tunnels. It's not your typical tornado viewing experience. Sure, we're accustomed to the ferocious winds and swirling clouds, but a mysterious glow within the funnel adds an unexpected layer to the spectacle. What could be the source of this mysterious glow within the tornado's embrace? Is it a play of light, a reflection, or something more enigmatic? I'll let you decide on this one. While sitting on the balcony at night, looking at the neighborhood outside, a woman noticed something strange. Now, it's a bit tricky to pin down exactly what this entity looks like because it's a blur as it zooms by. But here's where it gets wild. When it takes flight, you catch a glimpse of its shadow on the ground. It looks like a really large being with bird-like wings. What creature could that be? Is it a ghost, a manifestation from another realm lingering in the night sky? On the other hand, the description of a large being with bird-like wings brings to mind thoughts of the Mothman, a legendary and cryptic figure often linked to sightings of impending disaster. Could the weird creature in the capture be the Mothman? Aaron doubts it, but what do you think? Diving into the world of conspiracy theories, there's a buzz going around suggesting that NASA might be tinkering with digital maps to hide specific spots on Earth. In this video, someone takes us on a virtual tour, zooming in on a particular area until we land on this perplexing site with a weird pattern that looks a bit like a wall. The oddity of this place gets people wondering, sparking all sorts of theories about hidden agendas and deliberately keeping information under wraps. As we mull over the idea of secret operations in the digital space, there are lingering questions. Is NASA really up to something fishy, concealing certain places? And if they are, what kind of secrets could these hidden spots be holding? Or is this just a case of misinterpretation and coincidence? I hope the FBI doesn't come knocking on my door for this. Our next captivating footage transports us back in time, raising the age-old question: are dinosaurs real or just confined to the realms of history and imagination? The video captures a moment that appears to showcase a little T-Rex being fed, adding a layer of fascination and awe to the mystery surrounding these ancient creatures. Throughout history, we've dug up skeletal remains hinting at the existence of dinosaurs in eras long before humans came into the picture. But now, this footage seems to suggest the wild notion of dinosaurs making a comeback from extinction. It's like a spark of curiosity and deep thinking. The thought of running into these colossal creatures in the here and now shakes up our understanding of how nature works. It's like a giant leap beyond what we thought we knew about the natural order of things. I know what you're thinking. They're aliens, right? And I wouldn't blame you for thinking that. I mean, look at them go. I doubt we have any aircraft in any known military force that moves like that. So are these really aliens? Well, there are some in our paranormal community that believe we may be looking at drones, but come on. These have to be crafts moving at high speeds, and given the way our human crafts are constructed and the way they move, I believe this is either something experimental or extraterrestrial. But let me know what you think. Aliens, military, drones, or something much more. Stepping away from the spooky clips, check out this heartwarming scene. Here we have a guy playing a game with his dog, and you won't believe what unfolds. The clever pup manages to choose the right bricks and takes home the win. It's a testament to how smart animals can be when they're given the right training. You can just imagine the effort this guy put into teaching his furry friend the ropes. It goes to show that even without sharing our language, the bond and understanding between humans and animals can create some truly adorable moments. Kudos to this dynamic duo. The mysterious case of the Russian YouTuber who conducted experiments on creating a homunculus using his DNA resurfaced in recent discussions. This content creator made a series of videos documenting his scientific journey, attempting to create small creatures using his DNA and a chicken egg. The intrigue reached its peak with about 19 episodes, after which the YouTuber mysteriously vanished, leaving the online community both shocked and captivated. Some believe that the higher-ups, possibly threatened by his unconventional experiments and discoveries, came for him, leading to his abrupt silence. On the other hand, skeptics argue that the entire episode could be the result of CGI manipulation. But if it was all CGI manipulation, why would he suddenly disappear? Wouldn't it even be easier now to keep it up with all these AIs around? Something just doesn't seem right. As the story resurfaces, however, it continues to be a topic of debate, leaving viewers to ponder the true nature of the homunculus experiment and the fate of the Russian YouTuber. Someone spotted this strange-looking bird going into the woods. It had odd-looking features, and its wings looked like they were broken. It has a long neck with disheveled feathers on it. But what stood out the most was its sheer size. This doesn't look like any bird we know of, and it has the mind dancing with possibilities. Could this be a new species, a feathered anomaly that has eluded scientific classification until now? It's hard to say, but one thing we can be sure of is the fact that our world is home to an incredible diversity of bird species, each adapted to its unique environment. Discoveries of new species, especially those exhibiting distinctive characteristics, fuel our fascination with the natural world. Keep 'em coming, Mother Nature. We love it like that. Check out this mind-boggling security footage from a restaurant kitchen. This guy is trying to warm a meal with a torch, but it doesn't light. Look at what he does next. How is he doing that? This man's lighting fire with his finger to heat the meal. He then shakes his hands after he is done and walks out with a plate of food. What just happened? Is he a mutant like the Human Torch, or is he just firebending? The logical ones think this is nothing more than a hoax, but is it though? I guess we'll never find out. This footage is allegedly from the International Space Station. It captures a peculiar object zipping across the sky. The object in question is shaped like the letter V. This is very different from the strange crafts mostly seen in the sky. Some might throw around the idea of it being a drone, but that thing is colossal. To put it in perspective, it's as big as a passenger plane. Have you seen drones that size? I'm not so sure. So what are we gazing at here? Could it be a genuine, unidentified flying object, or is there a more down-to-earth explanation for this V-shaped space oddity? This particular footage is one I can barely make sense out of. If you're wondering what I'm talking about, just pay attention to the sky. You might first think those are trails left by an aircraft, but after closer attention, you'll realize they actually look like lights circulating. How's that even possible? Let me give you a quick answer. It's not. That's at least if you try to limit your explanation to everyday human occurrences. When you open your mind up to consider possibilities such as alien spaceship in the sky, it all of a sudden makes sense, even if it is crazy. What if those round moving things are actually the base of saucers camouflaged in the sky? Before you call me crazy, take a second look at the footage, think hard, and open your mind. Have you done that? Do you see it? Share your thoughts in the comments section. In this next footage, a man steps out of his house holding a mysterious bag. The contents are revealed to be a camouflage cloth, and as he covers himself with it, an extraordinary transformation occurs. He seamlessly blends into his surroundings. Now think about it. If this is real, it's like having a superhero's invisibility cloak in our hands. Imagine the kind of wild stuff you could do with that. But here's the head scratcher. Where on earth did he get his hands on something like this? It's not like you can find invisibility cloaks at your local store, right? The mere existence of this kind of tech opens up a can of questions. Is this a sneak peek into some top-secret military gear, or did this guy stumble upon some hidden gem of technology? My assistant Aaron thinks our young sir may have picked up a Deathly Hallow, but if the world of wizards truly exists, perhaps we muggles shouldn't be meddling in it. Don't you think? A night vision camera in Peru captured this creature. It has an abnormally big head and a slender body. Seeing this brings Megamind to mind, but he's not real now, is he? This, on the other hand, is very real. Naturally, all who saw it thought it was an alien. Here's the million-dollar question. Is this genuine footage of an alien in Peru, or could there be another explanation for this mysterious glowing entity? Skeptics believe they have the answer. It's a hoax. While that sounds a bit harsh, especially to the believers of aliens, I can understand where they're coming from. What's your take on this otherworldly sighting, alien encounter, or is there a more down-to-earth explanation for this glowing enigma? Share your thoughts on this extraterrestrial or not-so-extraterrestrial mystery. So, there's this lake in China that dried up, and guess what? It revealed these mysterious structures that nobody seems to have any record of in the history books. Now, the paranormal community is buzzing with theories about ancient stuff getting buried by nature's grand shuffling, like the Great Floods. As researchers roll up their sleeves for more digging, they're hoping to discover what these structures truly are. But what are your theories? Please do share them. A gang of adventurers living it up on a glacier, having the time of their lives when they stumble onto something that turns their icy expedition into a frosty riddle. The ice surface is solid, supporting their weight, but here's the kicker. When they peek through it, there's water underneath. Now, what in the chilly world is happening here? It's like the ice is playing a sneaky game of optical illusions, treating them to a liquid magic show right under their boots. Is it a secret entrance to an underwater wonderland, or just Mother Nature flaunting her icy tricks? The glacier seems to be keeping its secrets on ice, leaving our adventurers in awe and probably scratching their heads a bit. Turns out, ice adventures aren't just about epic views, they also come with front row seats to nature surprises. In the depths of the forest captured by a trail camera, a perplexing scene unfolds as four dark-furred creatures work collaboratively to bring down a tree. The way they move, the unsettling noise they make, and their coordinated effort add an air of mystery to the footage. As people watch this mysterious video, speculations about their identity range from mundane explanations like monkeys to more fantastical suggestions involving young Bigfoot. The creature's determination to break the tree into two raises questions about their behavior and purpose. Could they be a known species of primates displaying an unusual behavior, or does this footage offer a glimpse into the elusive and legendary world of Bigfoot, suggesting a social structure and collaborative activities? Do you remember the Miami incident where they said there were aliens at the mall? Well, this clip resurfaced online with someone claiming that this is from the Miami incident. In the clip, there are two policemen, one standing and one looking down at whatever that is. Now, the officer is holding a shield that reads, Astronomia Police, Hellenic Police. This is in Greece. It has nothing to do with the Miami alien incident. But then again, if this footage is not edited, what type of creature could that be? Our next clip is what you call a weird and strange one. This clip starts, and we're introduced to this man who puts his hand out, and it starts turning white. Obviously, this isn't normal, but then again, there's not much context to the footage, which leaves us in the realm of speculation. One hypothesis thrown in by the community is the chilling prospect of Raynaud's phenomenon. This is a condition where blood vessels constrict, typically triggered by cold weather. While that might sound intelligent, Googling up the condition will be enough for you to know that this isn't it. Others are tossing around the idea that the man applied a solvent on his hand that affects the skin, leaving it as dry as the Sahara Desert with a little discoloration. Some even state it could be a gas reaction, but even Julius is baffled and doesn't have answers. If our science was as baffled, then I guess I am too. So to the experts out there, does anyone know what might be happening here? Please do share. There's been quite a buzz surrounding a particular video circling the internet. In this footage, a creature resembling a dog caught the attention of the person behind the camera. As the creature appeared to notice the observer, it seems to head straight in that direction. The video owner claims it's a dog man, but some skeptics argue that it appears more like a person in a costume. As the debate unfolds, opinions diverge on the authenticity of the footage. Is it a genuine encounter with a mysterious creature, perhaps a dogman as suggested, or could it be a scenario involving someone in costume? I think it's the latter. What about you? The mystery of Bigfoot sightings continues, and this trail camera footage adds another piece to the puzzle. In the photo, the creature is captured in motion, revealing its dark fur and a stance that distinguishes it from known animals like bears or gorillas. The fact that it appears humanoid in posture has long been a hallmark of Bigfoot sightings. While the image provides a tantalizing glimpse, the elusive nature of the creature persists. The dark fur and upright posture align with descriptions commonly associated with Bigfoot encounters. However, the lack of a clear facial view or additional details leaves room for further exploration of these elusive beings. As enthusiasts and skeptics alike scrutinize the image, the quest to unravel the mystery of Bigfoot persists, with each sighting contributing to the enduring allure of this enigmatic and mythical being. You might be wondering what you are looking at, but allow me to explain. This is a supposed patent for a full-body teleportation system. I don't need to explain what this is, right? The document states that this invention is a system that teleports a human being through hyperspace from one location to another using a pulsed gravitational wave traveling through hyperspace. Basically, whoever is responsible for this invention was trying, or perhaps has found a way, to teleport from one place to the other. I went through the document and realized that the patent has been abandoned. Closer scrutiny of the document, you'll realize that the patent was applied for in 2004 by one St. Clair John Q. We did some digging on the individual and realized that he's one person who has applied for many strange patents. It's even scary to mention them since his whole persona is shrouded in mystery. Perhaps in the near future we may do a deep dive on him, but until then, what do you guys think of the patent? This clip has gone viral, and not for the reasons you might imagine. Yes, she's beautiful, if I do say so myself, but that's not the reason she's gone viral. The residence where she believes thinks that she's not from this earth. She wears this white robe wrapped around her body and walks around barefooted. She walks and moves in this eerily automated manner which is so unhuman-like. The residents of the area follow her around asking her questions, thinking she might be an alien. But is she though? Well, there's a subsect of the internet that doesn't think so. They believe she's just attention-seeking, and the residents have bought into her craft and are giving her what she wants. You see the clip too, don't you? So what do you make of it? Next, the night sky over Cape Town unveils an enigmatic display as an unusual formation of clouds captures attention. Now, of course, folks start speculating, saying it's a mysterious entity cloaked in those clouds. But let's hit the pause button on the sci-fi thrill for a moment. This is what we call lenticular clouds. Lenticular clouds are lens-shaped clouds that typically form near mountains or other geographical features that disrupt the flow of air. They're not uncommon and are usually associated with stable atmospheric conditions. While lenticular clouds can sometimes appear in unusual shapes and formations, they're natural meteorological phenomena. But then, with all the strange things happening, I'll not be surprised if this is indeed not just a cloud. Having seen it yourself, what do you think? Speaking of aliens, there have been some accusations against the Mexican government that involves them having knowledge about some UFO sightings. In footage captured in the woods, the remains of a miniature alien creature comes into focus. This diminutive being possesses distinctive features, notably a disproportionately large head and small eyes. The discovery raises a plethora of questions. What could have caused the demise of this extraterrestrial entity, and what's the deal with these sudden UFO sightings in Mexico? It's like the aliens decided to spice up their travel itinerary, making a pit stop for some tacos and salsa. I mean, if you love tacos like my assistant Julius does, you wouldn't blame him for choosing Mexico. A hunter set up a trail camera in the woods to capture game when he retrieved this device that revealed something unexpected. In the clip, we see a police officer cautiously walking through the woods holding his gun in a vigilant position. Shortly after he passed the camera lens, a strange beast appeared. The creature had a height of at least 8 or 9 feet with fur all over its body. Naturally, all who saw it believed it was a Bigfoot. The mystery lies in whether the policeman was hunting down the creature or if the creature was stalking the officer on patrol. With limited information on the footage, all we can do is speculate. What are your thoughts on this intriguing scenario? Something rather wild and interesting. This man was walking through the woods while filming when he unknowingly captured footage of a creature walking behind him. The creature was bipedal and had fur all over. It was furry from head to toe. Critically analyzing the footage, it appears the creature was moving from one side of the forest to the other when it was unknowingly captured by the camera. Fortunately for both parties, it wasn't until the man got home that he realized he'd captured something. It's no doubt that this creature fits the typical description of a Bigfoot. I'm not saying this isn't authentic, but believe me when I say there's no way you'd miss a creature of that size if it was just a few meters from you. Even if you somehow do miss it, I doubt it'll miss you. But what do I know, right? Next, we have mysterious footage capturing an unusual phenomena in the night sky. In the video, the sky displays two distinct tones of color, with one part appearing darker and the other brighter. The location of the incident remains undisclosed. The only certainty is that folks from Northern Virginia and undisclosed places have reported witnessing this celestial oddity. The question on everyone's mind, what in the universe is going on up there? Various theories have emerged to explain the peculiar phenomenon. Some suggest that it might be a rare and unexplained weather occurrence, while others entertain the possibility of extraterrestrial involvement. What do you think this could be? In the dense forests of a remote village in Peru, a peculiar incident unfolded, captured on camera for the world to witness. A tree branch, seemingly severed by an unseen force, fell to the forest floor. One might initially dismiss it as a natural occurrence. The local villagers hold a different perspective. The villagers expressed concern about the mysterious incident, attributing it to potential encounters with beings not of this world. Before this encounter, there had been rumors circulating about extraterrestrial entities with jetpacks ominously referred to as face peelers, roaming the area and sometimes causing havoc. Some sections of the online community that saw this footage, on the other hand, proposed something else. They suspect that the military might be behind this occurrence. According to them, the military may be carrying out covert operations, possibly testing advanced cloaking technologies. What do you think? Could this be aliens or military people testing a cloaking device? This spectacular event unfolded in Mendoza, Argentina, where a meteor allegedly descended from the skies and crash-landed. When the residents went to check out the site, this is what they found: a smoking rock. When a meteorite impacts the Earth, it can generate intense heat and potentially cause a small explosion upon impact, leading to smoke or dust, as you can see with this one. But one thing that doesn't add up is the absence of a crater. Meteorites typically leave craters when they reach the Earth's surface. The area around this rock clearly looks undisturbed, which makes Julius think it's a fake. Is someone trying to get their 5 minutes of fame, or is there more at play here? Share your thoughts. A man is strolling through the forest, casually filming, when suddenly he spots something that sends him sprinting for his life.
Aujourd'hui. Donc je retourne à la maison.
The creature responsible, not one to be outdone, decides to join in on the chase, leaving the poor man absolutely terrified. Now everything happens so quickly that it's almost like a blur, but when you slow it down, there it is, a pale, almost white creature. It appears to be similar in height or possibly taller than the man. It also has hollow eyes with a mouth wide open. It's got that classic alien vibe. Most alien sightings are peaceful strolls through the woods, but this one, it's got some serious aggression going on. Luckily, the man has some serious sprinting skills. Who knows what would have happened if this extraterrestrial speedster caught up? What's your take on this spine-chilling encounter? Real alien encounter or a well-executed forest fright?
Chris Bledsoe's case, he's one who's having interactions with orbs on a continuous basis.
During an interview, Colonel John Alexander talks about Chris Bledsoe, a man who claims to see and communicate with what he believes are otherworldly beings. These beings appear to him in the form of orbs.
Object. I just walked out and asked for it to appear, and there it is. It's going right over the pond, totally silent. Now it's dimming down. Thank you. You can see it getting dimmer.
So are these sightings really true? Are the orbs that are being spotted almost every single day around the world actually beings? It's a fascinating topic that sparks a lot of debate. Some people, like Chris Bledsoe, are convinced that these orbs are intelligent beings from another realm or dimension. They report experiences where the orbs seem to interact with them in purposeful ways, suggesting a form of communication. On the other hand, skeptics argue that these orbs could have some more mundane explanations. They could be natural phenomena like ball lightning or other atmospheric conditions. They might also be an optical illusion, reflections, or even artifacts from camera lenses. What do you think?
Hey, I have a new friend!
Next, we've got a man who decided to go camping deep in the woods. After parking his car, he set up his tent a short distance away, ready to embrace the tranquility of nature. The night passed uneventfully, but the real mystery began at dawn. As he awoke and headed to his car to retrieve some supplies, he was stopped in his tracks by an eerie sight. Standing by his car was a strange figure, clothed entirely in black, with its hand ominously stretched out towards him. Panic surged through him and he bolted, running as fast as his legs could carry him, leaving everything behind. Later, he posted the footage of this unsettling encounter online, and the reactions were explosive. The community was divided. Some viewers were convinced it was a staged event, possibly orchestrated for internet fame. Others speculated it was a prank played by fellow campers. But a significant number of people believed it was something far more sinister, an actual entity haunting that remote piece of land. What do you think? Take a look at this chilling footage from a security camera that reveals a perplexing and hazardous situation. In the video, an enigmatic smoky substance begins to blanket the road, covering the area in an eerie haze. After a while, a car nonchalantly pulls onto the road. Within moments, chaos erupts as the entire area is engulfed in flames. Now, what seems like harmless smoke or fog earlier turns out to be a gas leak. It looks like a tiny spark from the car or somewhere nearby decided to play with fire, literally. Gas leaks are often odorless and invisible and can pose a significant threat when undetected. The sequence of events captured in this video emphasizes the need for vigilance and prompt action in the face of potential hazards. Just a quick reminder before the next clip comes, if you still haven't liked, commented, or subscribed, could you do so right now? You wouldn't want me to send a Bigfoot after you now, would you? In this next footage, we have this lone cloud hovering above a vicinity, and guess what? It doesn't exhibit your typical cloud behavior. No, but this one's doing something strange. It's rotating in the sky and not at the leisurely pace of your regular clouds.
Te hubieras ido por ahí para que las tomáramos mejor. Para que viéramos exactamente qué es.
With all the UFO chatter buzzing around, some are convinced this isn't just a cloud putting on a show and that it might actually be a UFO in disguise. I'm all for the alien encounter stories, but what do you make of it? The nighttime can be eerie and mysterious, and this story is no exception.
Hey! Hey!
One night after a heavy snowstorm, a man and his dogs decided to venture out for a walk. The snow-covered landscape was serene, but soon their peaceful stroll took a chilling turn. In the middle of their walk, the man started recording after hearing loud vocalizations echoing from all around them. The sounds were unnerving, piercing cries that seemed to come from nowhere. There was no sign of any creature nearby, and it certainly didn't sound like a bear. But then it hit him. Could a pack of wolves be responsible? Could wolves be tailing them? Well, he wasn't sure, but somehow made it out alive to upload. Once this went live, the internet viewers had different, more sinister theories. Some suggested the sounds belonged to hellhounds, mythical creatures often associated with the underworld and bad omens. Others claimed it was La Lorena, the weeping woman from Latin American folklore whose ghostly cries are said to haunt the night. Another chilling theory was that the sounds came from a Wendigo, a malevolent spirit from Native American legend known for its eerie calls and insatiable hunger. You heard them too. What do you think we're dealing with?
Hey! What are you doing over there?
A man was walking by the forest when he spotted something moving among the trees. It was a ghostly humanoid creature appearing like white smoke shaped like a human. The entity walked behind a tree and then just vanished, leaving no trace. It looked ghostly and very unsettling, adding an eerie atmosphere to the already mysterious forest. What could this be?
Hey!
Was it a ghost, a spirit, or just a trick of the light? The man's encounter with this strange apparition raises questions and leaves us wondering about the unexplained phenomena that might be lurking in the woods.
What are you doing over there?
Next, we have this strange clip. I don't know if you guys can see, but there's a strange-looking entity floating around. It looks like the jelly-like UFO that has been appearing in the skies lately. And get this, there have been multiple sightings of these jelly-like beings in different places. According to the reports, they just descend from the sky and float around in the dark. The big question is, what on earth could these things be? Are they all connected, or are we dealing with some next-level otherworldly entities just casually chilling in the night sky? Or could it be? Could it actually be that they're mapping our planet? You know what, I'm gonna stop here before I actually figure this out and get abducted. And before we move on to the next clip, what's your take on these mysterious jelly-like night floaters? Tsubame, a Japanese startup, has rolled out a manned robot named Archax, which is designed to accommodate one person.
ことができます。で、基本的に26の関節がありまして、コックピットの中から操縦することが可能。
The hefty device weighs in at 3.5 tons and can reach a maximum speed of 10 kilometers per hour. Inside, there are screens and controllers for the pilot to navigate the robot. The creators believe that these devices have endless applications in disaster relief and the aerospace industry, envisioning Archax as a versatile tool in these fields. With a price tag of $3 million and plans to produce at least 5 of these robots, we can agree that it's a bold step into the future of manned robotics. What's your take on this high-tech creation? Do you think Archax could revolutionize disaster response and aerospace tasks, or is it a bit too futuristic for its own good? There have been countless tales of sea monsters throughout history, from hydras to the Loch Ness Monster and even sea serpents. Now take a look at this intriguing footage. Someone captured something moving in the water from afar. It was long and big, with about 3 fin-like structures on its back, each a reasonable distance from the other. Whatever this is, it must be truly enormous. The sight of this mysterious creature has sparked a lot of speculation. Some viewers believe it could be a modern-day sea serpent, an ancient creature from the depths that has eluded discovery. Others think it might be an unidentified marine animal, possibly a new species. What do you think? While venturing to an abandoned house in the woods, someone came across a strange creature standing at the window. It was a terrifying sight. The creature's face was black and white, and its eyes were pure white. It had razor-sharp teeth and emitted haunting sounds as it turned its head looking around. But what could this creature be? Some in the paranormal community think it could be a paranormal entity, while others believe it might just be a person in makeup or a costume. Without more evidence, it's hard to say for certain what the creature is. What do you think? Is this creature a genuine paranormal entity, or could it be someone playing an elaborate trick? Here's another video featuring a dinosaur being hauled out of a truck. Unlike the previous video, this creature is noticeably larger and displays a more aggressive demeanor. However, skepticism arises as people question the authenticity of the footage. Upon closer inspection, the creature's movements and anatomy raise doubts about its legitimacy. Many viewers point out the seemingly artificial quality of its legs, almost resembling a costume rather than a living being. If indeed a hoax, the creators have gone to great lengths to craft a convincing spectacle. While the video may be a cleverly orchestrated fake, it sparks contemplation about the enduring mystery surrounding dinosaurs. The fascination with these ancient creatures persists, and even a fictional representation can captivate our imagination. What are your thoughts on this elaborate dinosaur display? We continue our exploration of the mysterious, this time in the skies over Miami, Florida. During a boat ride, a keen observer noticed an anomaly within the cloud formations, one specific cloud exhibiting unusual behavior. This particular cloud moved swiftly back and forth across the sky, appearing and disappearing with remarkable speed. This raises a host of questions. Is this just another case of advanced cloaking technology, or could it be a part of a covert government experiment? Alternatively, is there a more down-to-earth explanation for this peculiar phenomenon? In the realm of ufology, yeah, there actually is such a thing, theories often emerge when unexplained aerial phenomena are observed. The idea that the cloud-like movement could be a result of an aircraft intentionally cloaking itself from the human eye typically raises questions about our security and if the government is in on these occurrences. However, in the pursuit of understanding such phenomena, it's crucial to consider more grounded and earthly explanations. Atmospheric conditions, wind patterns, and optical illusions can contribute to the appearance of anomalous cloud formations. Meteorological phenomena such as wind shear or differing air currents at various altitudes may give the impression of clouds moving in unexpected ways. However, since none of these theories can be confirmed, we're still left to wonder what this could be. Summer comes with a lot of heat, so people easily get dehydrated. Because of this, they often go for juicy fruits, especially watermelons. Due to the high demand, some sellers resort to unethical practices. They inject substances called adulterants into the watermelons to make them look redder and riper and last longer on the shelves. However, not everyone does this, so how can you identify the good ones? Here's what you do. First, check for any white dust on the watermelon. This could be a substance used to artificially ripen the fruit. Next, choose watermelons with yellow patches on them. These patches indicate that the fruit ripened naturally on the ground and are likely to be sweeter. Watermelons with webbed markings are also a good choice. These markings are a sign of natural pollination and often result in better tasting fruit. Lastly, when you cut through the watermelon, run a white tissue over the flesh. If the tissue gets stained red, it's a sign of artificial color enhancement. I hope these tips help you pick the best watermelons for the hot summer. Stay hydrated and enjoy your fruit. Now, what are we looking at here? A strange blob-like entity just crawling on the floor. It resembles underdeveloped chicken eggs stuck together and slithering around, creating a very unsettling sight. What could this be? Is it some sort of unknown creature or just a product of CGI trickery? The way it moves is eerily organic, but in this age of advanced special effects, it's hard to determine the authenticity of such footage. Instead of passing judgment on this, perhaps I should leave it to you guys. What do you see? An alien life form, a mutated organism, or simply a well-crafted digital illusion? Let us know your thoughts in the comments section.
The most obvious fade trap I have ever seen.
Have you ever heard of fae traps? According to folklore, these are traps set by fairies to lure humans into their realm. These traps can take various forms, often appearing as something innocuous or beautiful. Recently, a girl went out to pick flowers with her sister and came across something extraordinary. Amidst the blooms, she noticed a small white-petaled flower that was rotating like a fan. She immediately identified it as a fay trap. This rotating flower is known as the Claytonia cordifolia. These flowers are indeed beautiful, but what baffles many is how the petals rotate in such a mesmerizing way. Is this a natural phenomenon, or is there something more magical at play? Share your thoughts.
Ever seen. I'm gonna go touch it. No, Maria, you're gonna get kidnapped.
Bears are very curious creatures. They'll go anywhere to satisfy their curiosity. One night, a family with a property in the woods got a big surprise when they found a bear inside one of their parked cars. The bear was rummaging through the car, probably looking for food or anything interesting. As soon as it noticed the people around, it bounded out of the car. Now, we don't know if the animal opened the door on its own or if the door was already open, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was the former. Bears are incredibly smart and have been known to figure out how to open car doors, especially when they're motivated by the scent of something tasty. Just imagine the scene. You're settling in for the night, maybe watching TV or getting ready for bed, when you hear some noise outside. You look out and see a bear inside your car, tossing things around like it's on a treasure hunt. It's a mix of shock, fascination, and maybe a bit of amusement. Bears' curiosity often gets them into these kinds of situations. They're always on the lookout for easy food sources, and a car can sometimes hold all sorts of interesting smells and treats. It's a reminder of the importance of keeping vehicles locked and free of food or anything that might attract these intelligent and powerful animals.
Wow, he's big.
A hidden secret of Port Phillip Bay has been revealed during an extraordinary underwater encounter off Mornington.
Animals are fascinating creatures that never cease to amaze us with their intelligence and behavior. They have a unique way of communicating and interacting with us, and we're still trying to understand their world. Take a look at this encounter. A diver had a unique encounter with an octopus while deep in the sea. The octopus approached her and latched on her hand, motioning her to follow it. The diver followed the creature, and according to her, the octopus would swim ahead of her and turn to make sure she was following. The curious and friendly octopus led the diver to what looked like a grave on the seabed. On the grave, there was a picture of a man and his dog, almost as if the octopus was trying to convey a message to her. Naturally, the encounter was a fascinating experience for the diver, who was left in awe of the octopus's intelligence and behavior. Remarkable, don't you think? Next, we've got another fascinating video that shows a line of shrimps seemingly striking a yoga pose, which left me baffled. How do you even teach shrimps this? I started thinking this has to be the work of some sort of animal or shrimp whisperer. I did some digging around, however, and I discovered that the footage was a cleverly planned reverse video. It's embarrassing, I know, but you can't really blame me, can you? We see weird things all the time, and you have to admit it's amazing how such simple editing can create such an intriguing illusion.
God, look at these big-ass mosquitoes here!
Now let's take a look at another strange footage that was posted online. A man shared what he thought were very huge mosquitoes flying about, but when you look closer, you would notice that these are no mosquitoes. The creatures had what looked like transparent wings, almost glass-like, and their bodies were human-like. They resembled fairies. I don't know what this man was seeing, but those clearly are not mosquitoes. This sighting was truly fascinating. The transparent glass-like wings and human-like bodies are features that set these creatures apart from any known insect species, including mosquitoes. What do you guys think we're dealing with here?
Big-ass mosquito!
People can be very creepy. Take a look at this footage. A group of friends were out at night when they noticed a rather peculiar building. It was a big house with all the lights off except for one room with multiple windows that had the light on. Eerily, in each window stood a pair of legs from the waist down. The legs were not moving, and the house had this strange, eerie feel to it. What could be going on there? Is it some sort of haunted house, or is there some ritual happening? The scene looks like something straight out of a horror movie, leaving everyone wondering about the mystery behind those motionless legs and the ominous atmosphere of the house. You've seen it. What do you think? This next one has gone viral in recent times. It features a very peculiar object that was spotted in the night sky. The object in question is triangular and has 3 round lights, one at each point. No one who's seen this clip can state with certainty what it is. Many speculations are flying around though. Interestingly, a majority of commenters speculated that the object could be a TR-3B. For those unfamiliar with it, TR-3B is a highly secretive aircraft often mentioned in conspiracy theories and UFO lore. According to these theories, the TR-3B is a triangular-shaped craft that's equipped with advanced propulsion and stealth capabilities and is supposedly developed by the United States government's black budget programs. However, there's no concrete evidence to support the existence of the TR-3B. What are your thoughts on this mysterious object in the sky? Do you believe that the TR-3B could be a real, top-secret aircraft, or is it just another urban legend? Right when you think you have seen it all. A group of individuals stumbled upon a strange and unsettling creature while exploring a secluded area. The creature was lying on the ground, motionless, with its face and flesh resembling that of a pig. However, upon closer inspection, it became apparent that its lower half was shaped like that of a fish. The creature's mouth was agape, with its tongue sticking out and its sharp teeth on full display. What made this discovery even more disturbing was the fact that the creature bore the unmistakable stamp of a meat factory. Scientists and food factories may be experimenting with and creating meat from these mutated creatures for human consumption. The thought of such a practice is truly horrifying. What do you think about this discovery? Do you believe that we should be more cautious about the food that we consume? Sewer pipes run deep underground, carrying everything from human waste and muddy water to industrial runoff laden with chemicals. It's a toxic cocktail down there. So what happens to any creatures that might live in such an environment like frogs? Do the chemicals affect them? This question became all the more pressing after a recent chilling discovery. A person peering through a sewer opening captured footage of an enormous creature. It was a frog, but it was not frog-sized. No, it was more human-sized and lurking in the darkness. How is this possible? Could it have mutated due to the chemical-laden environment, or are we looking at a new species of frog? While standing on a cliff and gazing down at the ocean below, someone came across a fascinating sight. In the water, a large fish with its gills prominently displayed on both sides of its body was swimming. This fish looked enormous and bore a striking resemblance to a shark. It moved menacingly, almost as if it was waiting for someone to jump into the water. As it turns out, this fish is indeed a shark, specifically a basking shark. The basking shark is the second largest shark species right after the whale shark. Despite its intimidating size and appearance, this giant is not deadly. Basking sharks feed on plankton, constantly swimming with their mouths wide open and their gills stretched wide to trap their tiny prey. Though they pose no direct threat to humans, their rough skin can cause scratches if someone brushes against them. Even with this knowledge, the sight of such a massive shark gliding through the water would likely deter many people from venturing anywhere near it. Would you dare to get close to a basking shark? Have you ever come across someone whose eyes appear to have water and sand in the retina? No? Watch this. It looks like the individual's eyes contain a whole new world, doesn't it? A part of me wanted to think this was probably fake. My team and I did a little combing through the internet and discovered this could be due to a rare eye condition called haliosis asteroids. It's a condition characterized by the presence of small, white or yellowish star-shaped formations in the vitreous humor, which is a gel-like substance that fills the back of the eye between the lens and the retina. These formations are known as asteroid bodies and can give the impression of water and sand in the retina, leading to a striking visual effect. Haliosis asteroids is a relatively uncommon condition that usually develops in people over 50 years of age. I know what you're thinking. Does it mean that they're blind? Well, the answer is no. In fact, most people with this condition are unaware of it unless they undergo a routine eye exam or have a close examination of their eyes. Take a look at this response from a post discussing the same condition. The exact cause of haliosis asteroids is unknown, but it's believed to be related to the aging process and the accumulation of certain proteins in the vitreous humor. While there's no specific treatment for haliosis asteroids, it's not a cause for concern as it does not affect vision or require any medical attention. What do you guys think of the condition, though? Now, this is like a death trap. Did I say like? This elevator door just came off while the elevator was moving. You can see that there is movement behind the doors, but it does seem like that is the elevator room. It's not often that you see this happen with an elevated door, and if this can happen, then anyone who uses the elevator certainly isn't safe. We don't have much context to the footage, but we can only hope that there were no casualties. If this clip did anything, it reaffirmed my phobia of elevators. Wondering what we are looking at here? Well, scientists have created tiny robots that can move and join individual cells. This amazing technology is called microscale robotics for single-cell manipulation. These tiny robots are incredibly precise and can work at the scale of a single cell, giving us control over how cells behave and interact. They could be used in many exciting ways in medicine and biology, like delivering drugs exactly where they're needed, repairing tissues, or studying how cells act in different situations. Imagine being able to fix damaged tissues, creating new tissues for transplants, or even cure diseases by targeting them at the cellular level. This technology completely changed how we approach medical treatments and scientific research, opening up new possibilities for healthcare. I don't know about you, but this has me fascinated and excited. Someone found this strange creature walking on the ground. It was some sort of insect with what looked like little sticks sticking out from its back. I had never seen this before until I did a little research and found out that this is called a bagworm. Bagworms are fascinating creatures. They're actually the larvae of moths, and they create protective cases around themselves using silken bits of plant material like twigs and leaves, which is why it looked like it had sticks sticking out of its back. These cases or bags provide camouflage and protection as the larvae feed on foliage. What's really interesting about bagworms is their life cycle. These larvae hatch and immediately begin to build their protective bags, which they carry around with them as they move. When they pupate, they do so inside these bags. The adult males emerge as moths, but the females often remain in their bags, where they lay eggs to start the cycle anew. While they might look a bit creepy or unusual at first glance, bagworms are a natural part of many ecosystems. They can, however, become pests if their population grew too large, as they can defoliate trees and shrubs. So next time you see what looks like a walking bundle of sticks, you'll know you're looking at a bagworm. Next, we have footage from a daring group of YouTubers from the Sharby channel who embarked on an adventure that led them deep into a remote graveyard within a dense forest. Little did they know that they were about to encounter more than they had bargained for.
Okay, yo, let's get the f out of here, man. No, okay, that's it.
Their eerie journey commenced with the discovery of an old crowbar lying ominously on the ground. The very sight of this rusty piece of metal seemed to bother them, but they forged ahead regardless. They then discarded the crowbar and dismissed their unease in their bid to enjoy their adventure. As they delved further into the graveyard, their uneasiness only intensified, especially when they stumbled upon an ancient grave dating back to the 1800s. To their bewilderment, the weather took a bizarre turn and it began to snow. In October, a truly inexplicable phenomenon. The most unsettling discovery was, however, yet to come. A peculiar doll was found leaning against a tombstone. Anyone remotely interested in the paranormal or someone who has at least seen horror movies know dolls in eerie places are to be avoided, and our explorers understood that. At that moment, the adventurers could no longer ignore the eerie aura that surrounded them. With a quick and unanimous decision, they made a hasty exit from the unsettling graveyard, leaving behind an enigma that still lingers in their memories. What do you think about the whole thing?
I told you I wasn't kidding.
This video was filmed inside the Mira Mesa tunnel, which appears to be adorned with graffiti artwork, giving it a distinct and artistic character. A group of friends decided to venture into this tunnel on the night of May the 9th. While it was supposed to be your everyday fun walk, they ended up capturing and experiencing a bizarre series of intriguing events. First, they started hearing things and tried to find the individual or being responsible for it.
Okay. I told you I wasn't kidding.
After a few minutes, they're unable to find anyone and they continue their adventure. Then the disturbance returns again, but this time on both sides of the tunnel. Naturally, those eerie events created a heightened sense of tension and uncertainty.
Okay, now we heard it from both sides. All right, let's go.
Fearing for their lives, they decided to leave and walk toward the exit. As they reach the end of the tunnel, we see an assortment of items, including a table and various other objects. We are unsure why these are here, but the experience raises intriguing questions. Why go there in the dead of the night? Why go at all? What if there was a strange creature or some venomous snake or something in there? Am I overreacting? Well, maybe I am, but perhaps I should ask you too. Would you venture into such a place in the dead of night? How would you have reacted? Tell us in the comments section, and if you've had such an experience in tunnels, please share as well.
Listen, that'd be crazy. Hold on.
All right, picture this. It's 11 p.m. in Eastern Oregon, and this guy is strolling home minding his own business. But suddenly, he's hit with this bizarre symphony of laughter echoing from the woods.
It's actually gotten closer since it started.
We're talking hyena vibes mixed with a dash of doggy humor. And get this, it goes on for a solid 20 minutes, with the laughter gradually getting closer each time. Now, some folks are throwing around theories like it's Bigfoot throwing a comedy night in the forest, while others are whispering about possible skinwalker shenanigans. But truth be told, nobody's got the scoop on what exactly is going down in those woods. Talk about stumbling upon the holy grail of Bigfoot evidence. In the aftermath of a heavy snowstorm, a dedicated group of Bigfoot enthusiasts stumbled upon a remarkable spectacle. There were imprints of large feet, footprints that exceeded the size of an average human foot by 2 or 3 times. As they carefully examined the prints etched in the snow, a fascinating revelation unfolded before their eyes. The sheer size of the footprints varied, suggesting the presence of not just one, but potentially a family of these elusive creatures.
Yeah, I mean, the foot is melted away to make it look bigger. But look at the top of these right here.
Yeah.
here, 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 and then it was the whole hill.
And let me ask you something.
Here, whole hill.
If you're looking down at these, do you know something different about this grouping?
There's a small one and
There's
a
a
big
small one and a big one.
Some imprints were notably smaller, hinting at the possibility of a youngling walking alongside its more massive counterpart. Now look at this. There are two lizards on a wall. One of them, however, has sparks coming from its tail. Yes, you heard that right. Actual sparks are emanating from the tail of this lizard. This is not something you see every day, and it's certainly baffling. What could be causing these sparks? Is it some sort of static electricity, or could there be another explanation? Lizards are not typically known for generating sparks, so this phenomenon is incredibly unusual. Could it be that the lizard has come into contact with something that's causing a reaction? Maybe it's interacting with an electrical source, or perhaps there's some more biological reasons behind it. If you have answers to this enigma, kindly let us know in the comments section. And with that, we end today's episode. Thanks for staying with us. Before you go, are there clips and videos you think we should have featured by now that we haven't? Well, the good news is you can share them with us and we'll post them crediting you. Please send any such footage, including ones you recorded yourself, to us by classifiedcaptures@gmail.com. We'll do our thing and include it in our next episode. We can't wait to receive what you have. Share this video with someone you love, and I'll see you in the next one.